getting gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with a Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with a Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with a Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with a Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with a Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean.
Once you've been a listening audience, man, once again we're here for Sports with Mandela. Even though Mandela is not here, take a break for a few weeks, a couple of weeks at least. But in studio, we have Coach Abdi Hughes and my reliable coach, co-host, Frankai the Great. Good morning, guys.
Good morning,
I know we're going to have a good show today because Abdi's here for one segment, but he wanted to talk mostly about his upcoming six-a-side competition. But he can't be here when we discuss with the cricket.
Good morning to the viewers, and thanks for inviting me, Taddy, to talk about the event coming up on the 10th and 11th of next month.
Okay, and good morning everyone. Good morning, Taddy. Good morning, Abdi. Good to have you here, Abdi. And
Always a pleasure.
I know that we are here to discuss the six-a-side, but I like to give the audience feel for the person that we're interviewing. So give us your kind of background, your background in cricket and in sports in general.
Okay, I played some good cricket in my time.
Okay.
I played for Pickets and Falmouth. And while doing that, let me shout out happy birthday to Say Everton Mead, my captain, and St. Croix. Yeah, so I played some good cricket in my time when cricket was good in Antigua, and then I move on to coaching.
Okay.
And I'll say I have a relatively successful career
As a
locally in
coach.
coaching. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Can you give any advice to any cricketer wanting to get into coaching? The kind of steps they should take or the path they should attempt to go to?
Well, first of all, it's got to be in you. Giving advice is not in you, because doing the exam, so to get in your papers is one. But if you can't go out on the field and really sell that program to your players to accomplish what you want them to accomplish, you're defeating the purpose.
So it's about building a relationship with the players then?
Well, mostly, but then you have to be able to know how to sell that to get them to play the way you want them to play.
Okay.
Instead of just being there as a coach.
Okay. and taking coaching exams and the like. What's the process? Who do you, through what body you go to the through the Cricket Association? How is it done?
Well, it's first, the one I did was in 2008. And it was the West Indies Cricket Board who put it on here. And then the second one, lo and behold, was done in 2018.
Okay.
I think the association organized that through the ECB, Cricket Wales body, to come down. Two white dude came down and did the level 2. Yeah.
So the local Antigua Cricket Association, not the Leeward Islands Board or the WICB.
If my memory serves me correct, I think it's true. Maybe in collaboration with the West Indies.
Okay.
But the ACB wasn't behind of it.
Okay, I'm just asking because I know sometimes the players want to get into coaching, but they don't necessarily know the right path to take. Or
Right, but I think there were some level 1s did quite a few person who are certified.
okay,
But again, you can be certified. You can just there as a coach. But are you accomplishing what you're supposed to be accomplishing as a coach?
as a coach.
You know, so
Yes.
that's not just papers, it's what you can do.
Okay, understood. And your coaching, you started coaching with Pigots, correct?
No, I started coaching at Mexico 2007.
Okay.
And I was invited by Betty Ursel, you know him, right?
Yes, Betty,
Yes.
yes.
That year, I had success.
Okay.
They never played before, but they played 4 semifinals that year. They lost in 2, and we went on to play 2 finals, but they lost against Sweets and Glanville because they were a young bunch of
young bunch of
inexperienced
cricketers.
players, you know. But after that, I was asked by Kenneth Benjamin to come to Liberta to work with the team, and I spent 4 years
Okay.
at Liberta, and this is where now Jimbo and the likes come through. And I moved on. I resigned. I went to Pickets because then after a while I was just there. We were just winning, and it becomes no challenge.
Right.
So moving to Pickets now, where I'm from, playing Parish League. I remember the very first meeting I had with the club was in October. I said to them, "I'm not here to come to your standard. I'm here to bring you to my standard. And in 3 years' time, I'm looking to take Pickets to first class." Lo and behold, when we applied the 3rd year, that 3 year, we were turned down to some technical idiocy by the president.
Okay.
But the 4th year, we were accepted. Right. So again, as I say, I think I have a successful career as a coach.
Okay. Okay, so you're presently at New Wintops.
Yes.
And you know, how successful has New Wintops been?
Success, very, very, very,
Okay,
very
great.
successful.
Under your leadership.
Yeah. Again, they were just participating in local competition, but they weren't, you know, a threat. But now New Wintops is the team to beat. Everyone talk about New Wintops.
Okay.
And again, that's what I say about a coach. You can be certified, but if you're not accomplishing your task, you'll be defeating the whole purpose just to be certified.
Okay. Okay. Well, congratulations to you and kudos to you. So tell us now, you're organizing this 6-a-side competition with the New Wintops
Yes.
club, and tell us about that and how you came up with it and aims and objectives.
Well, the aim and objective is a fundraiser.
Okay.
How I came up with it is that I did it at Pickets. My association had it and they dropped the ball. So when I went Pickets, I add that to Pickets scheduling.
Schedule, okay.
And when I left, it went downhill. So then nobody's doing it, so I took it up now and take it to new trips, which will be for the first. And so the rules are, it'll be a 6-side competition, but 5 bowlers can bowl 1 over apiece, not the keeper. You'll walk with your own ball, which you will bat. Each team are asked to walk with a used ball,
Okay.
which you will bat. The team will bat their own used ball.
Oh, I see. So,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Yes. Wides will not be bowled over. That will signal as a 4. No ball will not be bowled over. It will be signaled as a 4, but if you hit it for 6, you get 10 runs from that 1 ball.
Ah, I see. Let me just go back to the overs, and everybody must bowl 1 over. 5.
5 fielders.
You can't say the one bowler bowl
No.
2.
No.
And
No.
Okay, so
No.
okay,
Everybody must bowl 1.
of the fielders.
Right? Yeah.
Uh-huh. So you said the wides
Will not be bowled over.
will not be bowled over with it 4 runs.
It is 4.
4 runs to the batting team.
Yeah.
No
And
ball.
balls.
Similarly.
Similar.
4
But
runs.
If you don't hit it for 4, you'll get 4. But you won't be bowled over. But
Okay.
if you hit it for 6, you get 10.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Can you be run out of a no ball?
Yeah. You can be out.
Okay.
You can
That's
hit
that.
wicket. Yeah.
I just trying to find out all the
Right,
little
right.
tweaks and twerks in the rules.
Yeah. For the listeners who played it before, also the players who played it before at Pickers, they used to, one of the rule was when you score 32, you must retire and come back later in the overs, down the end. But this time now you bat straight.
Okay.
You won't retire from 32. You'll bat until you're out.
Until you're out.
Right?
Okay.
The batter who hit the most 6 will, in the competition, will get $100 and a trophy.
Tell me something. If the side is bowled out in 2 overs,
They're out.
they're out.
Yeah.
It's not that they must face the
No.
5 overs
No.
or the 6 overs. Wait, it's 5 overs.
5 overs.
They must face one. They're out. They're out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Every game from game 1 to the end will be a man of the match.
Okay.
The player get a $50 and a trophy.
Okay.
There are $20 per player to register. Right? So, though it's a fundraiser, my whole goal is players need incentive. So, though it's a short tournament, when you play, you get something if you perform properly. I remember when Taddy used to, back in the days when Thursday League used to on top, there used to be a player of the week.
Yes.
You get a case of Lucas Aid,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And that's an encouragement for players.
Yes.
So in this 60 side now, every game there will be a man in the match. So it prompts you now to do your best, right? And as we go down to the semi-final stage, instead of the $50, that semi-final player who is the man of the match will get $100
Okay.
and a trophy, and the same way in the finals. The final, the team that win the finals get $1,000, and the runners-up get $500.
Okay.
Now, what other purse you can ask for playing cricket that you love?
Yes.
Then they can use this now as a pre-season warm-up game for the association league coming the next week after. So it's a win-win for everybody.
Yes.
So you're preparing for the team, for the competition, and then you can win some money likely.
Okay.
What I would like to add about that, what Bobby just said a while ago, Frankie, is we get cricket teams practicing, playing cricket earlier. Because, you know, it's a football problem and cricket field and all that.
grounds,
So
yes.
at least you get them in the cricket frame of mind.
Right.
I like that, you know, because of yesterday, somebody come back. What time parachute starts a boy? Parachute depends on sometimes
Fields.
when the fields are available. Cricket goes, football goes right to
Football,
April
exactly.
sometimes, and he just, you know, he just can't get, they just can't get the uses of the field, you know. So, so I kind of like this idea, you know what I mean. So, I hope he's successful. Coach Abdi must tell you that his team did very well this year too. Did he
New
tell you?
Raindrops. Yes. Well, I asked him about that.
They stepped
What
outside,
has
you
the
know?
progress of New Raindrops been under his stewardship, under his leadership?
Yeah, but we lost in the Thursday league final, which I was very disappointed. Again,
Frankie was there.
I was there. Yes, remember?
sorry.
Frankie was one of the commentators.
ACB,
there.
we were there.
Yeah, but, so does life, you know. After that, 15 years ago, you weren't the team. Now we being the team. You know, you just need to build on that.
Yes.
You know. But we did our preseason preparation, physical that is. Then we go into some catching with wind ball. Use the tennis racket and hit 5 rapid ball in the air. You got to catch it and run and catch. After you keep on running, then we move from the wind ball to tape ball, which move a little faster. Then we go into the nets. You know, do some technical work with the wind ball, because when we were growing up, Taddy, every one of us has to play wind ball, whether you want it or not, it's just there.
Well, especially young.
Teddy, remember last week I asked them young cricketers if they play wind ball cricket.
Yeah.
I stress the importance of it to them.
You can't move away from what works, even in the net. Well, kudos to Greg Skeppel, because he's the one who tied up the ball in the net at the side of the net in front. So even that now we're using that ball and the string.
Okay.
That used to be our bowling machine back in the day. We did have a bowling machine.
But amazingly, Frank, you know, the thing about it, and the softball which you mentioned last week, when they played, you know, on the pitch prepare and all that, though, it is mark out some batch length, and that's the pitch.
Yes.
And you're ready to go. Say, those days, you expect anything.
Yes.
When you get after we prepare for anything again.
Right.
Ball bounce, ball keep low. Say, your eyes have a sharp. We're young those days anyway.
Your reflexes and your technique.
Yeah, you know, like I mentioned last week too, to the young guys, one of the best centuries Vivic just called softball. Right, we have judges now, it's one of our overs. When our big matches, we have over small pass, we get out there. You know, because St. John Gong wasn't available right in on field, so that's our field.
In the middle there.
And he was playing shots like hardball. So, and for a guy, I didn't mention last week, but I can tell you, I remember one time we were at East Street with St. John's Grounds, we were playing our softball and so, and I never forget it, about 60 years ago. You know what I mean? And Derek Michael was passing, and somebody mentioned him. Those two guys are good players, man. He said, they're only softball, basketball, man. But again, that stuck with me about 6 years ago. Then Derek was a big basketball fan, but the thing is about it, they get a card and Frank, those things stick with you as you're young, you know?
Yes.
Every afternoon, factory was operating, sugar factory.
Right.
And those guys come there with 2 buses, 2 teams.
Okay.
And the start our game, and guess what? Well, Vivi may get to play, but we're on different sides. I'm in no position now. We're batting last, and we're feeling under the bat. But for a guy, you want to play with big man.
Yes.
Say happy still, right?
Yes.
At least the guys acknowledge you. So, like I said, softball play a big role in Abdi say. But they don't play that anymore. I don't know. Let's play tape ball.
They used to have a ball when we were younger, shell ball, as we just call it. You don't have those anymore.
No,
Because I think those used to swing a lot.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Tally Aaron. How are you? Season greetings to you and the panel there.
That name sound like Ed.
See.
You see?
This is same Eid. Call it from St. Craig.
You see, when the players call or captain say, have the call, you know, right?
Abdel Hughes is on the program, so I got to, put in my 2 pence.
I don't appreciate that, man. Yeah.
Yes, Abdel. That program that you just spoke about, the 6-a-side, sounds very good. Sounds very, very, very interesting.
Thanks, man.
I would hope to see a lot more clubs try to integrate something like this and get the cricket up to speed. We can't wait until the Cricket Association organize something to play. You know what I mean? Get the cricket up to speed, get the players up to speed and all of that, that kind of thing. Abdel, I would just like to say to you, my brother, keep on the good works. Keep up the good works. You're doing a good job. I would just hope that people will see you for who you are and don't wait until most times we wait until people are not existing to give them the flowers. Give them the flowers now. And I will hope that in the future you'll get a bigger job in the line of coaching, maybe with the national team, maybe with the Leeward Islands team. Because if you're a coach, the aspiration is to get bigger and better. And I really hope that you get something that you can excel and move on, because you deserve. When you are a coach or a mechanic or a carpenter and you do good, you improve, you get bigger jobs. And I would just hope that the people of Antigua and Barbuda will see that you're doing good and you should get rewarded by improve and get a bigger job.
Thanks.
I would just really hope so.
Thanks, Skip, and I learned a lot from you playing under you for 17 years. People may think it's just you do a certificate and you become a coach, but you learn so much from even your opponents and your captain and your teammate. So I took many of things that I've seen and interacted in my coaching style.
But I want to say, the last week I was on Cops Cross and I said to the guys, some top couple of guys, still here, Falmouth with our damn team. Say how this passion for cricket. You know what I mean? So, unfortunately, there's no team in English Harbour and Falmouth anymore. And that was a big rivalry, English Harbour, Falmouth and Liberta. And sweet sometimes too. The rivalry was intense. So, unfortunately, you're not here anymore. So, but are you coming for us up the 6-a-side? Coming on your soup now?
Well, unfortunately, not Taddy. I have some commitments here that can't make me. Taddy, I don't even want to speak about it, because when I speak about not in Antigua for Christmas, it's just for tears come to my eye. It's something that I do for the last couple of years, and unfortunately, I can't do it this year, but hopefully you guys will, I'll be able to do it next year. Maybe even later down in the year I'll be home, Taddy. But let me say this to you, Taddy, man. Cricket has done a lot for me, Taddy. Taddy, believe me, cricket has done a lot for me. Cricket has made me the person that I am. I can manfully say I have never been arrested, I have never been accused, I've never been into nothing dodgy. And I give it a lot of that to cricket, because cricket was a whole day sport. I didn't have time to be nowhere else. It was a whole day sport. When you go on the field, you're on the field. I can remember that at Falmouth, Abdel can attest to this, that in Falmouth, that we used to go to practice, maybe like I say about 4:30, and sometimes when we after practice and we go into the clubhouse and we come outside, it's midnight. It's midnight. Outside is pitch dark. And there's people like Matt Chesney Simon, Scruff James, Treadney, George Mead, Worldman, Ice Cat, calling it all the people, and we just inside. We have Javi Francis, we have Carwin, Timothy Passo, we got all these people, Ivor Jackson. We were just inside reminiscing and planning too. I heard you said earlier that Liberta and Falmouth had a big rivalry. But let me tell you something. In the latter part of the years, we had a big rivalry with Police. I can remember we entered 2 finals with Police, and they sent to Barbados for the Fabulous Brothers. And we clean them up. We clean them up. We clean them up inside the ARG. We wipe them foot clean. that was how Falmouth was. You know, let me tell you this, Daddy. Falmouth had a kind of thing. It's like how Australia and them play now. We were proud, we were strong, and we were confident, and we had some supporters like Jean West at Bailey Supermarket. She used to tell us, listen, on the finals day, fellas, the drinks are in the ice box. The ice box are already packed and they're cold. Come and pick them up. And we'll both get back to that village and collect our honors. You know, we were one of this kind of team. Falmouth was never down. And then the latter part of the years, you know, we had people like Passion James, Sherman Passion James. Mr. Frankai, the last time I was on the program, he was to speak about my good friend, God bless him, soul in peace, Passion James. He was a very, very, very good player. Support, Sir Falmouth well, John McGemley. Listen, at one time, we had a Falmouth team could have matched up with any Antigua team. We had people. We had depth, we had quality. You know what I mean? We had quality. We had two bowlers before Abdel came to Falmouth, and then Abdel came and played them. With one of them is my brother George Mead, and one is my cousin Worldman. Listen, Taddy, there was no batter too hard for any one of them guys to move. No batter. There was no batter too hard. It might take them a couple of overs, but they're going to work it out. And they're going to give us the victory. So, listen, I'm just proud, Taddy, to be a product of you too, the Parish League. You know, I came through the system. I played for Combine Parish League, and I got a few games for the national team also. You know, so I'm really proud to be a part of that, Taddy, at one time. And you know, today is my birthday. I'm 26 and I'm still playing.
I want to piggyback on something though, because I heard it said how the practice always stayed till midnight. But I wanted to find out something, guy. Did Abdi partake in all the drinks? Kind of, you know, beer session, that, you know. That's a beer session.
Abdi used to drink. Abdi used to drink a lot. We used to have a lot of drink and water.
Yeah, but it was a good atmosphere. Learn, you know, because cricket doesn't play on the field alone. When you can reminisce and talk after the game about your opponents, what we need to do, that builds your ability, you know. Yeah. So it was good.
Well, I was telling
guys, we had a
today. Say, I'm going.
We had an encyclopedia of cricket. Was playing with Falmouth while we were one of the top teams. In Mac Chesney Simon, you could tap into him and get any knowledge. Any knowledge. The man was deep. Let me say this to you, Terry, while I'm on the program, and I just want to shout out my good brother Mac Chesney Simon up there in Boston. I spoke to him yesterday, and also Kenneth Benjamin. Those two gentlemen, Terry, I got to tell you. I said this to Kenneth after Falmouth was done existing, and then Kenneth asked me to come and play a few years with Liberta, and I went and I said I would say this to him. If I had met him before, I probably would have played for the West Indies, just because of what he shared and the knowledge that he had. Now everybody has their ways, and we can't get into people's personal life, but just the cricket knowledge. Those two individuals, study. I hold them with high regards when it comes to cricket. Really, really high regards. The knowledge and the sharing of the knowledge. You know, a lot of people see people like Rakim Khanwal and all of these guys today. Tari, I was there with them. When we have to go and hold them and pull them across the street, hold their hand to bring them over to Balbeef to play. I was there. Because when they were babies, just learning the game, I was a Liberta player. It was me and Curtis Roberts, Ian Gore, and Ricky Christopher sometimes was the elder. With Kadeem Phillip, Rakim Khanwal, Arnold, you got Arnold Bailey, you got Michael Challenger, those guys, and I was there with them. So I would just like to shout out Kenneth and Manchester Simon for the things that they share with me. Thank you.
Okay,
All
sir,
right,
man.
big boss. We'll
Good.
talk later.
So,
All right, have a good one.
Enjoy your birthday, man, and anniversary
yes.
one time. All right? I'll
Hey,
be
thank you guys
time
so much,
limited
man.
now.
I appreciate it. All right, thank you.
All right.
so Abdi, you came out of a good background here, cricket,
yeah.
solid.
You know, when I left Pickers and went there to live, Falmouth to live, I remember we were playing a Thursday league game against Rising Sun, and we had 30 runs to get in 5 overs. So we didn't have that knowledge at Pickers other than we know 30 runs and 5 overs. So we think, well, when 4 overs is to go on 26 runs, like all is lost. So I said, sorry, Bobby lost this game, you know. He said, no, what's what I mean lost? He said, think about it. It's 30 balls, 30 runs. Up to now,
Runabout.
things like that I took into my coaching. Because it simplifies the game other than 5 and 30.
Yeah.
You know, so I came out of a good so
But see, this is one of the things that T20 has done to players now. They realize the equations.
yes.
Because, like obviously, we think that they plenty runs, but equal amount of balls.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's easy to get them without any crazy batting.
As a matter of fact, when the first inaugural T20 we won at Stadium, Pickers,
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
we used to practice that.
Okay.
30 balls, 30 runs. And when the 2 balls miss to that ball, I would say to the batters, don't worry, don't get flustered. 1 ball can give you 6 runs. You can still catch up.
You can see get
And we were playing against Police. We need 6 runs from the last ball. Anthony Martin was bowling to Gershom Phillip. And he got the
hit the 6?
Hit the 6. You know, you went through that process and know it can happen.
Yes.
Can you imagine the fact we have that on the radio, on the TV?
Yeah.
Can you imagine that kind of excitement?
Yeah, man.
Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
And this is your T20 all about excitement. And 50, limited overs on the whole.
Yeah. It's like,
But most of T20, everything happens fast. You know?
And it should teach the cricketers to strategize, which is the point I was making earlier, Abdi. Your tournament coming up, and these little quirks and different teaches them to adapt and think of who to bowl when.
right. Based on who's batting, you know, because you know if you're bowling, then you can. So you know how to know when things is
Okay.
not the same.
But Abdi says so true. When we first World Cup, 75, when the team make 270 something, so you think that's a big total. When it start checking,
When
in
is that?
those days,
And those are 60 overs and
60 overs, more balls and runs.
Yeah.
You
That's
get it?
right.
People think that's a big total.
It sound big, 200 and this.
You know, so this is what the what I say, the modern day cricket. The knowledge now that you understand fully well, the balls are just as important as the runs.
Yeah.
So there's no need for all this reverse sweep and this sweep and that sweep. Sometimes, you know what I mean, Frank? So, it's,
But
like,
we are presently doing a car wash
Okay.
New jobs because that's one of the things like when I like teams or clubs that are productive. I coach many teams in Antigua and I left because some of them are not progressing. I can't work in a non-function environment, right? And so new jobs is that you see you're raising funds, you're doing things, and later we are looking to have maybe every month in the cricket season a raffle or a bingo just to raise fund because cricket is expensive, and when you can have an active club trying to make inroad for yourself, easily you can get a sponsor because you're helping yourself and you're out there.
I would agree with you. It's just, yes, they were telling somebody out Johnson's point. When they look for my guys, they don't see them for a long time. And that's a part of the problem in cricket in Antigua, you know. If mentioned the part of Husey. When we played the Ryerson 50-something years ago, you had to pay $100 to ready, so.
How much years ago?
50-something years ago. 1970 or so,
1970, yeah.
The reason why I asked you that, Taddy.
I nobody want to pay that now, I think plenty money.
100.
Yeah. Frank, I said, you can imagine nobody want to pay $100 now, they think that plenty. $100 is just plenty of money, but things are cheaper. And nobody want to pay that now. They
Yeah.
take plenty money.
Yeah.
So you see, and that's part of the problem with the cricket that
Yeah.
you know. Nobody want to contribute to the club. And you see, remind me, you know, say, boy, remember your captain, you know, and Conrad come down past the hill. I say, Captain, well, you know he didn't pay the money, so he can't play. He didn't pay money. So, but guy, that's the story. But guy, that is the story. So at the end of the day, you know, one of my best players will say, well, hey, you didn't pay that money, you can't play.
Can't play.
Everybody don't know. So every pay. And that was it.
And those things teach you discipline.
Yeah.
There's a discipline in the mind of the players. I mean,
But guy, not only that, I say, I reminded Houston, he reminded me too, know. You remember when I practiced, you know, the team had selectors to watch practice. Well, they had selectors, you know.
Uh-huh.
3 selectors, I was one of them.
Okay, okay.
Yes, we're picking the team picking Thursday for Saturday, you know. Team picked on Thursday for
For the
Saturday.
Saturday game.
So I tell you, select, if you had to come watch your practice, I can't pick the team with me, you know. So you have to come practice.
Yeah.
So watch it, you know, watch what's going on. But St. John's had them to everybody, the old 10 clubs have
Yeah.
selectors come watch practice. I look, I can tell you, I'm almost certain the guy Ulysses Lawrence, he got picked because selection watching him practice. His approach in practice is just like a match. Feeling and dash your body, something practice, you know, same mentality.
Talking about him, we were talking because he happened to hear about me and we were talking and get to know each other. And he said when he was playing, all he wanted to know, he counting 10. I'm scoring 10. When 10 guns start over from 1. Now all this tactics in you batting, because instead of you thinking about 50, you're scoring 10. You throw it at 10, you're scoring 10. At the end of the day, scoreboard, the score in the book.
Yeah.
You know, these are the things that players don't want to adapt because they just want to go out and play. But you have to have a plan in anything you do.
The plan is very important.
You have to have a plan.
Very, very important.
How is the community support in New Intros?
It's very good.
Okay.
It's very good. Especially last year when we got into the finals and when we got blown out of the water at New Intro. At New Intro. Sorry, Liberta.
At Liberta.
Sorry, Liberta. I was amazed. It brought me back to when Pickett's was Pickett's. Crushers with all the orange in the stand. Yeah, I said, where all this wolf come from? Yeah, so that's what I want to see going, getting bigger. And also, you remember 2 years ago, I was here, when I was there first, and I told her about the academy that I want to start, because I see some players down in the West, where Rabbi from.
Yeah.
After we won the 40 over competition this year, we were there celebrating, and Tari, when I look out on the field, and this is the first time they went out there, they never go out on the field before, they go in the net. But we don't pay them no mind because we're training. When I look at 20 young little lads on the pitch trying to soak up the atmosphere that they saw, we did.
Yes, we have a
Hello.
call? Okay. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. I must say the program is very good so far. Special good morning to Mr. Hughes as well.
Good morning.
Mr. Hughes, I'm not sure if you recognize his voice, but
this
this is
is
your
Vicky.
adopted son.
This is from England. Hey, son, what's up? He's
Yeah, I'm good. I was tuning in a little bit, and I heard you spoke about the cool and smooth, and gosh, I'm hitting that six.
Oh, he was the MVP.
And trust me, it brings back
Yeah.
it brings back so much memory just to hear you guys, and the way you talk about it is just like it happened just yesterday. So it's really a good feeling to know that I'm out here and I still can, hear you still speak of all of that happened so long ago.
Right. Yes. He called me dad. I refer to him as son. But when you come on the cricket field, there's no relationship with a coach and a player. But we have a very good understanding. Yeah. Good to hear, Vice Man.
Yeah, of course. But definitely, I think the way you explain it, what we practice, yes, we did practice all of that. So went into the game and stuff. It was always what you practice outside. You went into the game with,
That's right.
and you never told a lie there. Just how you said it, that's how it happened.
When it comes to cricket, cricket must be the winner. I don't play around with that game.
Hey, Jason,
Definitely.
I can recall
Hello.
you were regular play for Pickers during the regular season. I remember you used to come here and play for Pickers
Yes.
during the
Yeah,
regular season. Man.
every weekend.
Yeah.
Every weekend, I took the ferry, and from the ferry straight to the game. A little seasick, but I still used to get my little runs.
I look.
Abdi, remember I used to get my bull foot on the corner there, right by the cricket field there. I figured.
Yeah, I know the area. I tell you what, Jason.
Trust me.
Jason, I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah, I'm listening.
As you're talking now, another month that man is walking in the studio.
We are one family.
Yeah, one of poor kids grand picnic.
Okay. but definitely, I must say I enjoy each and every time that I played in all the leagues in Antigua, and I think I couldn't ask for a better coach as well as in Mr. Hughes, slash father. I think the way he guided me through my little time there, it was a good one. He kept it professional at all time, even though in his heart he had that soft spot. He never make anyone know that. So I really used to enjoy the days when I used to just catch a ferry, come over, and play in the little leagues in Antigua and stuff like that. Even most of the players in Montserrat, I think they're missing from that as well, because true say we don't have the ferry like before, so it kind of put those guys' talent on a little bit of hold, because a lot of them, we're not getting the cricket in Montserrat, but we used to come over to Antigua and still, showcase that little talent that we have. And it used to make the selector's job a lot easier when it comes to selecting a player from Montserrat. You used to get the Boatswain and all of them, the Joshua, the Grant, the Stevel, Rodney, even myself, and the names goes on. Yeah, there you go. So a lot of the players came through, the system in Antigua, and so the selectors had an idea that we were playing cricket, but true said the system changed a lot now that Montserrat not getting as much cricket, and we don't have the ferry, so the players can't really get to travel and showcase that talent. It kind of put a little doubt spirit in their mind a little. You get me? But with that said, it's always a good feeling, just showing up in Antigua. I want to say special good morning to my good friend, Mr. Hungry Walsh. Always, it's always a good challenge playing against the older guys, especially. They try to, get in your head from the time you reach the ground. They're gonna make a joke and tell you that you cannot bat, or I'm gonna hit you, or I'm gonna bowl very fast. But I never back down from the challenge, because I don't think anyone my height can speak to me, in that kind of tone. So my challenge with Mr. Hungry Watch has always been a good one, and it's always good, coming up to Antigua and playing up the list. And especially Mr. Hughes, I wanna give you your props as well. I know so many cricketers have passed through your program, and you're still there, you're still doing it, and you still look fit, like you can go back and play as well. So continue the good works, and you guys, it's a good program, letting people know. And I don't know how many youths will be listening, but I wish they will listen to know the history and all of that when it comes to the sports, rather than just playing it. You get me? So you guys continue the good works. Abdi, you take good care of yourself, and it's nice talking to you guys.
Okay, what to do?
Okay, all the best.
Finish up on the
academy.
Yeah.
That I will start this year. At no interrupts, because after they were on the field, I was really tired. So I said to Nino, Skip, I'm tired, but looking out there, see 20 children.
20 something?
Yeah, I have to put on a summer camp. And listen, I've unearthed some talent out there. So then I said, look, I'm gonna have to start the academy to see what we can get out of New Interrupts,
Yeah.
playing for New Interrupts, because that's what you want. Too many people from outside playing for you. If you can get the home base playing for you, it speaks a lot.
And more
for-
support too.
And the support, right? Because the parents gonna come.
Yeah, but I was want to say something. Can you mention the Robbie area? So I said something to me just now because what happens, the Robbie Joseph guy.
Right.
Oh,
I was going to pick up a guy in the Kenneth Tearfield,
Yeah, yeah.
and they were neighbors, fence and fence. And when they would pick up Tearfield, Robbie would play cricket with Tearfield. And he say, hey coach, you want to come factory and tell you about 10 now? So Robbie too young. No joke, you know. When he was 11, 12, he came. So, and the same area talking about, down the middle of the field to the southern side, western side. So, down there we need to connected
right,
to, no, I never did that in the same road. And we have a stay connection.
Yes.
I know the area pretty well, but
Yes.
I haven't been there for 20 something years, maybe 30 years, but I remember the connection.
Yeah.
But hey, if the guys want to play, get them out.
Yeah.
That's important. Get
Yeah.
early get them the better have the.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna do it. I mean, and you know, I'm still hearing the people saying that, oh, they're too rude. They need guidance. That's all they need is guidance. There's no leadership around Antigua, so when I put rude aside and just go and let them do this is what you have to do if you want to stay here, because they all are peers, so he will stay. You know, so what? That's my thing for the new jobs going
But
forward.
I want to finish by saying quickly because the other guest is here. He come late, that's why we want overtime. So no problem with that. But
That's a very good friend.
I must say to Frank guy, this man come in enemy's camp now. Come and pick us. And you win jobs. And enemy's camp now.
But tell me more, just before finish. When I resigned from Pickers, there were few clubs asked me to come and join them. I eventually gave in to Devon Thomas. So when Bethesda,
okay.
2018, when we won the
The
Coolers
movie.
Move.
The movie.
The movie.
Yeah.
When we won the Coolers Move, 2018. But circumstances beyond my control happened and I had to move.
You have to move on.
But then I said, you know, let me give to my St. George's constituency instead of go all over. So let me deal with New Interrupts. And when I went there, Taddy, trust me, it wasn't Bed of Roses. The first year I went there, New Interrupts have 8 players in first class. 8 players. That's just the amount to play. Again, you have 9
Yeah.
to play. They have association have 8, and in the 8 there are 2 school lads who they just come and ask to fill in, and if a ball go to them, it's 4. So that's what I met. So I changed that, having pre-season, you know, physical, like last year we did Cedar Valley, you know, a week of Cedar Valley, week around in net, they record their times, and see the result. And then so now from 8 players to be winning championships. You know, so I
Okay.
like the challenge.
Frankie, I don't think Frankie answered what he said, you know. Frankie, if you came to Parish League and you had 8 teams,
Can't play.
Far for the
I
game.
understand. I understand. I
Far for the
understand.
game.
Yeah, he said
Parish
you,
have had
Parish
at
League
least
is 9.
Parish have at least 9. You see what happens? That happened again with the Burt and John Hughes. Here, I score with 300. But John is not the field, so it's a tall. No, man, they can't play. No. So that's the way we change that.
Yeah.
You know, so I know what you're talking about. But I think
Yeah,
I have to bring it back.
Yeah, I'm really appreciate the fact to invite me to
Hey,
speak
what
out.
I wanted to say, when you find say now come.
I'll be back.
When you find the first say now, then you can't say come in.
I have the kudos to you, man.
No, because of the fact that
You
what
tell
I
me
was
so,
doing.
yeah, you told me
but
that.
After
You
a
did.
while, I say, you know what, Teddy, reach out, so be a man, and yeah, so I appreciate it.
All right?
Yeah,
Okay,
thanks, man.
buddy.
Yeah, we're glad, yeah.
All the best.
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to pay on a
Abdi.
Yes,
Abdi
Abdi.
was one of the guys who used to help me in the commentary before you two.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So we always try to reach out to him.
You know, it was heartwarming for me to hear Abdi and when JP
Jason
called
Peters,
in.
yeah, and even say,
Father, son,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
relationship
yeah,
that
yeah.
he developed with, I was just talking to Abdi about that, the relationship with the players and getting the best out of them. So, kudos to Abdi, and he's
but
doing a great job.
Like I said, we invited this man, he will come here since 10:30, but he come late.
I seriously underestimated the traffic. I totally forgot that today was a regular business day.
Yes.
As I told you, I was up at the National.
Yeah, I was there, yeah, it's over so. But see, I was asking Wayne if he know, Frank, you know, he said, what do you mean you know? So I just remember it. His father and mother used to work at cable, I see them. So
Of course.
And we are family also.
I didn't know that. So wait, how you come family? Because you me supposed to be family too. So how you come family?
Ask the Hewletts boy. They know, Lenny and so will know these things.
It's to the Hewletts and actually Hewletts
Michael.
to the Henrys.
Yeah,
rather. I connected
Okay.
Henrys.
I
but
said
anyway.
Josh in my family too. My grandmother first two children was Josh from Sweden.
Okay. I haven't seen Lenny for a while. How is Lenny, your brother? Okay.
He's actually the coach for the club. I think.
Jets. Okay.
I see. So he said Jets. You know, you're going to my head now.
Yeah.
Jets and ask him my daddy team and his father.
Yes.
Right,
yes,
of course.
And you know, we have to speak about that. If we can't have no interview concept, having the Jets.
So well, introduce yourself. Let them know. 'Cause I tell you what, no Frank, he come to talk about football, but Rise is a big man too.
Oh yes, I know
Well,
that.
look, I just decided somewhere along the line to pick up sports management, and wherever it dropped me, I assist as much as possible. Just like Abdi said, everybody quick to say that the kids are this, the kids are that, and nobody wants to work with them. Right? But if I take 20, you take 20, and Taddy take 20, that's 60 people we have in line, you know, so that's just the mission.
But see, Frank, he has been taking teams to England, football team to England in the last at least 2 years, I think. 2 years? 2 years?
This is our third year now.
I think so.
It started off by me taking my son, and while up there, I contacted Coach Joey, we were at soccer academy at that time.
Joey Christopher.
Joey Christopher.
Okay.
And we put it to reality and sent up about 7 kids that year, and then things happened and we separated, and Lenny and I decided to revamp and pick back up the history of Jets football. So we, unfortunately, when I left, my son and his players decided that they're not going to stick around. So they came through, and we figured out a way to get into the league by the grace of Mr. Wall, who was in charge of
Hold on. Listen to the league, what do you mean?
ABFA.
And the
Oh,
ABFA
okay,
League.
okay.
Yes. Other than getting in the way that we got in, right? So we're still functioning under the name Guy Dudley. And the next general meeting, we should be permitted to go by the name Jets, but we have already done our intellectual property and constitution and stuff like that. We actually function as a bank account, everything by the name of Jets.
Jets. Okay.
You know, so it would be an easy flow.
Hold on there. Frank, you remember Jets?
Yeah.
You're old now.
Yeah. I may look young, but I have some years under my belt.
So when we did our first interview, we started getting phone calls from, Johnny Gomes first, and
Jerry goes in the yard.
yes,
Overs, man.
oh,
Former Jets player.
No.
Right wing.
this is a serious thing y'all taking up. Make sure y'all run this thing properly, and it goes the way how Skip would want it, and and we got the drill.
Wait, tell you who Skip is.
Skip is daddy.
I know that.
Can only be pinned.
I know that.
Got a lot of history from QT Bench we still reaping.
Hold on there. People know big good QC with the football now.
No. He actually
Who?
played for that.
Cute, big good QT.
Yeah. I remember seeing Cutie. Yeah, man.
Wait, so
Play
he got so big now.
Get so
nobody
big now.
remember that.
Well, age time. How many of those, I can't say founding members, but old Jets players are still around for you to draw on?
And the Titsy still alive, and the Titsy family. Danovich, Danovich.
Danovich still there.
Yeah,
George Henry.
George Henry is still there.
yeah.
But, suffering from dementia.
There's another guy in Canada, Barry Challenger.
Barry Challenger is still
I
there.
remember him too. I remember those guys.
Duty played. I think John Hewlett played for a little bit.
Yes, I remember John lining up with Jets.
I'm not sure of any others. But
There's one
Yeah,
little,
we
one
saw-
little Canadian, George Martin, Stooge.
okay,
I think he played a little bit with Jets too.
Okay.
Stanley would have to help me with that one.
I think Stooge played a little bit. I know Stooge will act me too, but I think he played with Jets for a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
I think so. But I almost said, but no, Barry Challenger shows the big striker, the daddy,
Yes.
Okay.
the big striker.
And Wesley was
the
Jets as well.
Goalkeeper,
Yes,
you know, was his goalkeeper. You know.
Lockdown keeper. That's what I even speak to my goalkeeper about it. So, look, I grew up seeing a gentleman, you know, as little as I know about Jets. When this man come to practice and say nobody's scoring today, nobody's scoring today. And that's the attitude that you as our goalkeeper need to have. Come to practice with a competitive spirit, you know. But we're trying. Lenny and I work very hard. Sandy is a part of our executive, so it's all Prince children involved. We have
Hey, that's what we call legacy.
yes, we have Tris Phillip, who has bought into our thoughts and is a part of the coaching staff. We have Sementia, Matthew Francis. She is our secretary.
The name sounds familiar. She's what's his word or something?
She is.
Yeah, so I don't.
She is Lenny's son's child's mother.
She is like physio or something.
No.
Okay.
She works at a call center.
Okay.
As
Can the name sounds familiar?
Sounds, yeah.
Yeah.
What I
That's
can.
all I know.
Please on the face.
she's our hard-working secretary. You know, we have a lot of support, a lot of support. We have a couple senior players.
What's the
that
senior
come
players you
around.
mean? Oh,
They're
come
there-
around.
they're there for a long time.
Okay.
Not senior in age, but you know, guys who were there from grassroots. You know, Lenny's grandson, my son. We have our goalkeeper T-Ray, the captain Ivan Grant. You know, we have a couple players, core players.
So what's the age group?
We start at 16. We have 1 or 2 15-year-olds, and we only have 2 guys at the moment that are over the age of 20.
So a pretty young
Oh,
team.
that's a very young team
At the moment, we are undefeated.
Undefeated. What division you playing?
Second
in
division.
the second division.
Gone 6 goals, 6 games with about 29 goals.
I can learn the strikers and take a big team.
Well,
And the big team that's going to go.
we're trying to create something for ourselves, and then in the long run, it would assist. Now, getting back to the England. thing.
Hold on. Your son played there, right? My buddy.
Yes.
Can I met him in 4 games the other day?
Yeah, he
First thing
eventually
I-
told me this. He eventually told me this.
Yeah.
You know, funny enough, he went to Grace Bishop.
Yeah. Next to me.
Before you go on, do you have links or any specific links with any club or coach or anybody in England?
Yes.
Wait.
yes.
Let me answer. And then Lenny do most of your work. Lenny is an
Yeah.
Englishman, you know.
Yeah,
Okay.
Lenny did a stint with Newcastle.
Okay.
Right. But we linked up with the same FCV International Academy that my son was at. But he went there for summer camp first, and then we took other kids straight off of the top. But we went back to them last year. We took 10 guys. Ended up with about 12 because my son went now to spend a full year. And while we were up there, we were telling them about a goalkeeper in Antigua because they have a senior team also. And we were telling them about Shahari. they laughed, you know. Len was telling them about his accuracy and his agility and how he can kick with his 2 feet, and they said, no, Antigua can't have that talent. So we encouraged them to allow him to come to do 2 weeks, and if they like him, give him a full scholarship for the year. Let him stay with you guys, train him, whatever, you know. And he went and he was successful, and he was there, free of cost, training, not, you know, playing well, playing hard for the playing with the senior team and also the under 23 team. And that's where he got a lot of his training to actually show up in that Guatemala game that we had. You know, so he's not there now. He moved on to Spain with the now national senior coach, and he's doing quite well there, I'm hearing. So this FCV is, it's more, it's a school, it's a football first school after academy. They're attached with Loughborough University and stuff, but they kind of wrap their schedules around football. But you can also go to college while you're up there and stuff like that.
So when you said this goalkeeper went up there for a year,
Yes.
he would be going to school
No,
as
he
well?
was
Was
just doing
just
football.
just football?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. So him and my son was up there, and we went up in the summer. Everything went well, but we met with the first individual that actually got my son into FCV, and his name is Joe English. I'm hoping that we can come back and do an interview with you, because he has a company by the name of Pitch Play, and we have embarked with a situation with them that we're going to be doing trials in Easter, and we're going to try and involve the
Child
neighborhood.
in Antigua?
Yes,
Okay.
professional trials. Nothing in comparison to what has been going on before. Right? It's a serious thing.
Hold on.
When you say nothing
Wait,
in
serious.
comparison.
Just something that's serious.
The combines that we have here, really and truly, guys go and get let down in the sense of they get liked, and we need to know our society. Majority of our players cannot afford even 75% of going to college, right? So we need not to invite people to come to Antigua. That's going to tell you, yes, we'd like you to come to play for our college, but you have to pay 50%. We can only afford to give you a 50% off. Majority of our footballers in Antigua cannot afford it.
I understand
Right?
that.
So we don't need to bring them. There are many colleges in the US that you can invite here and make something impactful instead of just doing something to say it did. Right?
Yeah, I can
I'm not
appreciate
into
that.
Right? You don't build people's spirit up and
And
then,
then
yes.
Just let them down.
When they come to pay their money to go to the combine, let them know that none of these are free colleges. So if you don't want to pay the money to do the combine, you don't. Anyway, this is not a college combine. This is going to be a professional combine. When it's trials. We're going to be involving most of the islands that we think do not have a lot of this going on for them. And we're trying to take 20 players to Poland to play 4, and hopefully we get an extra 5 matches where they will be seen by teams in Poland to acquire professional contracts. Once they get these contracts now, they can help to develop their own, and then eventually to help to develop, their nation's football. Now,
Who's that?
Are you doing any of this in conjunction with the ABFA, or is
no,
purely?
this is just us.
Purely, okay.
This is just us. The ABFA does not seem to collaborate with clubs in this way, because it can also form a bias
Okay.
that maybe another club may say, you help this to do that, so they don't get involved in that.
Understood. And
Not knocking them, you know, but you know, it's fair to say that it's a good enough reason that I think.
okay, and not to veer off from you and Jets. This Nordish club on the north side there.
North Coast?
North Coast.
Our generation,
Generation Next. That's the one. They
Mr. Santos.
Mr. Santa had seemed to have had, from my knowledge, a good program links with Stoke, I think it was.
Mr. Santos has.
What's become of that?
he's
What's the
still
status of that?
Still there. He still has his contacts. He still gets guys up. I don't know to what magnitude up, right? I think what we're doing is a little bit more as in quantity, right? But he is still, I can call a stalwart in doing this and creating avenues for young men.
I just asked about it because I haven't heard about that program for a while
Yeah,
in the
I
media.
think
So
he also has a youth team that functions up there because he always tells us whenever we have guys going up there and they have free time if the season is on, he can organize them to play and stuff like that.
okay.
You know, but sometimes when you hear about Stoke City or Leeds or Man City or whatever, it's not that easy, and sometimes these people come around and call these names, but it's just an attachment sometimes.
Okay.
England is a very, very difficult place to maneuver yourself around, and there's a lot of football competition up there, a lot. And if you're going to be up there, you're going to really have to put your best foot forward always because there's so many people that want it. You know? But yeah, we have that link with pitch play, and we're sending out the flyers and stuff as soon as the year begins, and hopefully have a successful qualifier, hopefully with a majority Antiguan team, because our main interest is improving the quality of Antigua football. Right? The FA can't do it on their own, right?
True.
We are trying to do our bit. As you can see, our team is becoming a household name. The guys are doing quite well. They're improving a lot, and we're just trying to move from strength to strength.
Okay. So you said that you're in the second division
Yes.
as Jets, not as Jets, as Guy Dudley. Oh, okay. Because as you're saying, I have. Okay.
Yes, we're in the
So it's
second
still Guy
division.
Dudley.
Right, yes, we still function as that name, have to, and we just do our fundraisers and whatever. We just had an event, a youth event, there's a dance in ARG. Came off quite successful. Every Saturday we up there when you've come, we sell our food.
Yes,
We have
yes.
crab, fish, conchs water, goat water, the whole shebang up there. Every Saturday, and at the beginning of the year we're going to start doing breakfast. So we're kicking back off on the 10th of January, and we will also be doing breakfast every Sunday also.
I must say I didn't realize that you're there every Saturday. I can
Saturday.
schedule that as my Saturday.
Every Saturday.
Oh, okay,
we're
great.
there, and,
Great. I'll support you guys.
Really thanks to you guys to even allow us to be able to speak about this and stuff like that, because it's all we're doing here is just trying to improve Antigua's football. We need to get somewhere. We need to stop bringing in people to have a holiday, because that's what some of them do. They come down here, they don't even know who they're representing, they don't care about who they're representing. Number one, they gain another passport. Number two, when they go back up, their salary on whatever team they play for increases because they now have FIFA caps. Right? So we're doing much more for them than some of them are really doing for us. Right? And when you check the talent scale, if we get some guys playing quality football every day, like they do, our guys will get up to scratch just like that.
Just like that.
So that's our aim at the moment, to get people out.
But looking at some of these players that they bring in, I maybe biased, but I don't really see that golf in ability, technical ability,
Maybe they're not. Maybe they're not
tactical
influenced.
awareness, maybe, but raw ability.
Yes. I'm not sure if it's the seeking, meaning the scouting, right? Or if unfortunately we just don't have guys playing of that level who really want to come home to play, right? Montserrat and stuff would have people who are maybe even closer to the heritage.
Okay,
Right? St. Kitts
okay.
may have people who are closer to the heritage. Most of these guys, you can see that they are disoriented from Antigua. They actually don't have a knowledge about Antigua, so they don't even have the feeling of playing for us, right? And it's probably in our culture also, so we can't blame the FA for that. We have Antiguans who don't really encourage the children to know about Antigua when they have them away. A Kittitian is always going to tell their child, you know, you're from St.
From
Kitts or
St.
Dominicans.
Kitts.
Yeah.
Same thing.
You understand? So when they get an opportunity to play for their nation now, or their father's nation, mother's nation, whatever,
They feel a part of
they
it.
feel a part of
It's-
it.
Yeah.
But a lot of these guys who come and play football for Antigua, they're on a holiday. They're on a increasing my CV trip. You know, so we're going to cut this out. We have a couple guys who left and went to Future Pro. We have some guys right now in Spain, a few in Germany. You know, we have these guys that we're going to move off to Poland. We should be able to put together a national team of our people coming home in the future, and it helps the FA also.
Well, I'm going to put you on a spot in a kind of a way now and talk about coach, our national coach, and who we've been getting to be the national coach. First of all, clarify for me, and I guess for a lot of people too. Are you obligated to have a coach of a certain standards? I don't know how they grade them, level 1, level 2, level 3, as your national coach once you're a FIFA member? What's the rule in there?
Okay. Antigua has enough coaches of that level that we do not need expatriates to come in and do it.
Okay.
Right? All we need to do is to take some of those funds that we are spending on those people and spend on a system here. Right? We have coaches here who are advanced A qualified. We have A license coaches. We have B license coaches. Last thing I heard, St. Lucia don't have a A license coach that lives in St. Lucia. Right? So we are a lot better off. Right?
Okay.
So we have people. Our technical director is learned and qualified.
Unqualified.
And he has a supporting team that he can put together around him. We even have people who are qualified at A license that are not even doing any deep coaching in Antigua. We have a lot of coaches in Antigua, right? And we can put a team together and get the football better with the same funds that are used to send for these players and to send for these coaches.
Coaches. And this thing with the coach not being based here, only flying in like 2-3 weeks, if that not long before.
Exactly. And we're still not getting any result. So let's just work.
Wait. We said we're getting results, we're not winning.
Well, that's not the result today. That's not the result we're looking for.
Not getting the results you want.
We have some guys that just got their advanced A. Lenny is one, Sharon Jeffers, Gary Gonzalez, and I think Daryl Michael Kinsey. Right? That's a team that you can start with there. I don't think their salary is nearly anything close to what they would be paying the gentleman. Now, I like the idea what the gentleman is doing because he's one of who has helped the players to move off to Spain and stuff like that.
Okay.
Right? So he is getting with the program, he's helping, right? But if we do have the quality here, yes, right? I argue with my players a lot. I take them to England, and after the first 2 sessions, I ask them, what's going on? Is there anything different? Y'all experiencing any different? Other than the practice is more intense? But before they left here, I told them, I'm going to call y'all slaves. And y'all not going to be able to back up y'all chat, because y'all are going to be seeing different faces, and y'all are going to be responding differently. So said, so done. Right? We need to start respecting our coaches and just buy into what they're selling. And if you're not buying into what they're selling, just don't come to the national training. Let who buys into it come. You know, because a lot of them can tell people like, if you speak to people like Peter Byers and Quentin Griffith and stuff, they have gone into professional setups already, and they can tell you, Lenny, Cheyenne, Gary, Sobi, all of them can perform duties that are of the same standard. But it's their response now. They just need to respond to the coaches the right way, and they'll read places.
What about facilities now then? Because I mean, it's all
the same facility
all
that the
well
man coming and coaching at.
okay. No, I asked that from the point of view of upgrading our facilities to
Yes,
make it
the
easier for coaches and players.
Yes, the facilities need upgrading, and a step at a time. I hope the ABFA is actually looking into improve, because that field that the Premier Division is being played on is
The technical
abused at the
center?
moment. Yes, it's abused at the moment. You know.
Hold on there. If I can ask something, I want to intervene long there now. Can let it months or something better than Antigua one.
By far. By far. But again, funding with FIFA is even but uneven because of everybody's expenses. So Montserrat can use the money directly to do a particular thing, versus Antigua has the leagues and sort of perform and stuff. Montserrat don't have the league, but they'll still get the same funding. Right? Not that we shouldn't be able to find a way that we have a nice field.
We got money to do nice field long time ago. So, and a bad excuse.
They're interviewing around person with that.
I don't know about that, but Lenny keep telling me that. I see Lenny every day.
It's nice.
Months feels so nice
It's like
and
a
this and
pool
that. So he tells me,
like a
all the facilities and there's bathrooms, everything.
Natural.
Yeah. Lenny tell me so for years. That's how to pull him up. Because Frankie asked you a very relative question.
Yeah, the facility counts, you know. But if you put a pig in a palace, the palace becomes an expensive pig then. Right? So if the players don't want to respond and do well, don't care what type of facility you put them in. They're just not going to.
Fair enough. We have 5 minutes to wait, you know.
We at Jets we try to create
The game's supposed to be 11 o'clock.
atmosphere, right? They're training our kids every day. We take them home, we wash them, and they come back. So they have this understanding of what they experience in England is what we're trying to bring to them. And it's for them now to want it and continue.
I agree with you. I agree with you totally. You know. I like what they're doing because we have people going after England and the childs and they're doing this. That's totally very progressive, you know. I mean, I love that. I love that. I know Lenny very much involved with that for many, many years.
Yes.
And then Lenny trained out in Germany and so, you know. And when I heard him mention Newcastle, as a matter of fact, I happened to go in Newcastle field one time, 1989.
Wow.
Partially touring team was in England, played in Newcastle up in the northeast.
Nice.
So I passed in the out of season training at the time. Some of the guys passed and see, boy, this is real nice. You know what I mean? Basically, we're crossing the sea in Antigua, you know what I mean? So that's the thing about those countries, man. The facilities, Magnificent.
Talking about cricket, on the weekends, you pass some places and you see 5 or 6 matches taking place at the same time. Just grass, just fields.
He knows about it. He lives in England for a little bit.
Yeah, I know that.
He knows that, you know.
Sometimes you go and you play on a weekend cricket match and you go to some ground, you say, wow. Feel like I'm at Wembley or Lord's.
You're far from that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when we have, I'll bring you come back again.
Yes.
Especially say that this coach, somebody wanted to come in.
Yes. I don't know if you guys would be able to hook up
Zoom.
somebody being here and also do a Zoom.
Yeah, we can Zoom
they're
right
not
now.
coming- they're not
We
gonna-
can
they're
Zoom
not
right.
coming.
We'll
Okay.
Zoom up right now.
Great.
We'll Zoom up
They're
now.
not going to come until Easter.
Okay.
But we're going to be
No, it's always Zoom up right now. Everybody can Zoom in right now, you know.
great stuff.
Everybody can Zoom in right
Great
now.
stuff. We'll organize and I also promise you some clips and stuff of our fundraiser and stuff. So when we start back up,
Yeah, never know.
course we will get
Right, matter of fact, we can Zoom in the fundraiser to see people we're doing.
nice. Okay, we can organize.
Yeah, we
that.
can do all that, you know what I mean? So, good to see you, man.
Anything at all to, help
Well, that's what I'm
our
saying.
development.
Hey, look. Your father, my father, like, the real buddies. Star Jets team and Arsenal team and, Jets and Arsenal.
Arsenal.
See, you know the name there, right? Arsenal.
Yeah, it was Arsenal.
Football,
I think
yeah.
it was Arsenal first.
Arsenal first. see. Okay, so I'm telling you, no,
The
you
first
know.
sponsor was
Panam Jets. There you go, Panam. So, see what I mean? No, I tell you what. See what you know? My father, his father, used to go to Guadeloupe and Martinique
Yes.
and bring teams here to play.
I can remember vividly when I was young. They took football to the countryside.
Yeah.
Before you had country teams, they would drive on, and
There's
that's why
another guy-
Daddy and Swallow also got friends and so on.
There's another guy
Swallow was the
with goalkeeper. Yeah,
Yes.
Swan's the goalkeeper. There's another guy is still alive, the guy Desmond. I think Jacobs or something. Oval is though. The Desmond, he lived in New York for many years. Last time he said he came with funeral, his family from
Okay.
the South.
Okay.
Desmond, I think he's supposed to call, I remember his name, but if you can vivid find Dan, we should find him.
Okay.
You
I
know
think
what Murphy,
Sandy has
Murphy.
Donamich's number.
Murphy,
we
you
spoke
know,
to him
yeah, okay.
recently.
Okay.
But we just try in closing. We try to. There was this thing about Jets, and we're trying to farm that thing with our kids.
True.
I can remember when they finish practicing, they come and everybody drink water, but it's like a ritual that everybody drinking water together. If mommy cooking, but they eating together. It's always
That
together.
come good
Always
with.
that.
They come good with.
Yes.
That's it called.
And I'm actually on my way to a little get together now that we have for them, and also my staff today. We try to keep them together. And,
Important.
it's
See,
working now. It's working.
I say
and
to you,
it's nice.
I say to you, like Philip Money died last week, and they said something saying, look, that was from the parish family. The parish family come by school, one thing, but the family, all they still friends up to now.
Yes.
That's what you had, it's 20, 40 years ago. We forget, that's how things operate.
Yes.
Yeah, I try and knit everybody go to one another.
True.
So when,
We and family.
now in
thing
the
is
house,
good.
welcome.
Yes.
All right?
Man, congratulations, man.
He
Keep it up, keep it up.
didn't want to come. The first two that actually didn't want to come, but they end up here.
That we didn't want to come.
You tell me that's all
because I
commitments.
have- yes,
That's all the
I have
commitments.
the
You know what I mean?
event.
But hey,
I know we have the event to sort out, and
one guy, myself feel like you don't want to come.
I appreciate it.
Well, thanks
Really
for coming, man.
appreciate it. Anything to promote, yes.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Okay,
All right.
man. Good man. Okay, man. Good to have Wayne coming to talk about.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB Drive Away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with a Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean. Simply smarter banking.
100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean. Simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car.
Right. The first two guys on the show were pretty good, you know. So Lenny's son Wayne, not known for football, and Lenny the football guy, but they were doing a good thing, having this youth program and getting guys to England and so. So hard to get him here, you know. When that connection, his father and my father, and now first of all I talk, where is his son cricket team, but no, he still realizes his son, but branch out something else. But well, we have to one guy must tell this program is strange. This last segment is strange. Because it's called simple violence.
Simple violence.
Okay, all right. You know, so now we have Louis. I was trying to get higher on Louis over a year now. Over a year. Because I was trying to listen to exam and result for CXC. Matt's not doing anything.
I have a bone to pick with Louis, but go ahead. I just said trying to get him. Go ahead.
I'm glad I want to pick a bone with him. So I like when people pick bone with people. Over people controversial. Because I want to get a program on the network for the language well, so we can talk about maths and so on. But then Hiram used to think he's a footballer, you know. He's a cricketer, he used to think so, you know.
I was a decent batsman in his day. I don't remember any football exploits with Hiram.
Frank guy. Louis, give me 1 minute, please. I heard Frank say, well, I want to pick a board with you. I don't want to pick no board with Frank, you know. With his nonsense about how he was a decent batsman. I don't want to pick no board with the nonsense, you know.
You represent the school.
Remember, everybody like you give a good. So easy, no. Somebody have to be excellent to get a good from you. Yeah, he tell us that.
Up to now. But this Frank guy, the strange thing about this Louis, you know. I guess we all grew up in overs. I was older than them, you know. Playing, but I never Louis, but my family, you know. I say Louis the funeral. And Louis.
In Freetown.
Louis, my grandmother's nephew. I didn't know.
Okay.
Oh, can you imagine? I go up in overs. See how some go?
I see my father talk about Aaron Dell.
True.
So now, if we're looking at Juice Louis, like this mathematics and two maths man come want to have a show so they can discuss maths, so how people can start to change it. You know what I mean? So they can get the gist and get better results, man. Like, we're tired of it.
We've been complaining of CXC maths results poor for years, and I don't know if they're doing anything, or whatever they're doing is not having any effect.
It goes beyond that
So
since BC time and so.
So you got two of the best.
Okay.
And two overs, man.
And two overs, man.
We're easily the best. So, no, but seriously, I want to start from, what the international perspective is about the subject of mathematics. And I had the opportunity to attend an international mathematics conference in 2016. And coincidentally, it was in Jamaica. The Mico University is one of the oldest higher education institutions in the Caribbean, dated back to the 1600s.
Wow.
And they put on this international mathematics conference. And you had persons from everywhere: UK, Brazil, Asia, United Arab Emirates, right across the globe. So it was truly international. And the constant resonating theme coming through from that conference was that
the theme is that you need to have competent people teaching at the lowest levels. They must be experts, they must understand what they're doing at the lowest levels, and so that it can permeate right through the system. So starting from before primary school, right? Because I have a little grandson and his mother is telling he's 4, but he's telling me he's very involved in looking at spatial considerations and numbers and so on. So when he goes on an iPad, 90 games and so on. He's into numbers. Right? You know, so and the psychologists argue that people learn more between 0 and 5 than at any other time of their life. But so I want to set that as the stage that in terms of coming up with a solution, no longer can we just assign a body in a classroom at the lowest levels. It must be a body that can really communicate the mathematical skills properly, you know, dividing fractions and so on. I mean, I see people trying to teach division of fractions and how they go about it, you know. A smart kid would be very resistant, because when you tell him you divide a half by 30, you tell him flip. A half times 3 over 1. You must know why.
Why?
And he's not going to move until he understands why. And Louis will probably support this. Everything, that whole division of fractions turns on understanding the number 1. And that you can write the number 1 in several different ways. 3 over 3, negative 3 over negative 3, and so on.
I see.
So the whole idea about the flipping has to do with making the denominator 1, and whatever you have to do to the numerator, to the denominator. But I suppose we'll have some time to really go
And
into
teachers
it.
have to learn concepts, you know. We have a tendency to believe like maths is just numbers and calculations and just learning things by heart and so forth. You have to understand concepts first. Concepts come before calculations, right? So because sometimes what happens, students will just know, a teacher says to do this way, you know, and they just do it mechanically, and in that way, when they forget now, they don't know how to attack a problem. But if you learn the concepts and the understanding, you know, you go deeper into it, and young children like to ask why, you know. You know, but sometimes teachers may shut them up and
Yes.
teach them,
The how is
say
very
you must do
important.
this,
The
yeah,
how and the why is
must do this way, and you have to do it this way, or else if you do it another way, you know, you'll get it wrong.
But can I just interrupt here? You get back to something you said, Hiram, about getting specialist teachers, competent teachers at the low levels.
At the lowest level.
At the lowest level. So you're talking kindergarten now, because from my experience, you know, my mother had a school and just watching her teaching them numbers. You don't call it maths at them. Well, she did. Yes, you're doing numbers. And she had a kind of technique there to try and get them interested. But you're saying, I just want to ask you, do we have to retrain our teachers then? Even at that level, at the kindergarten level?
Well, here's what. So there is a big debate globally about what comes first. Is it kindergarten, primary school, or teacher education? And I have spent at least 40 years in higher education, but importantly, I've taught at all levels. I've taught teachers to teach maths, and that's where the competence starts, right? Because, and Louis, let me just segue into a point here, I don't want to lose it. The whole issue about the sequence of understanding concepts. So principle involved, which is conceptual and theoretical, because I argue, and every time I go into a quantitative class, I stress to students at all levels, undergrad, graduate, that as long as the principle involved in the problem is correct, and they don't make no algebraic or arithmetic mistakes, within all probability you're going to get the right answer.
Yeah.
And so I tell them, I am answers are by the way result. Because if you start with the principle, and the principle is correct, and you don't make an arithmetic or algebraic mistake, you get the right answer.
Right.
So that is how I approach teaching quantitative disciplines. That answers are by the way, and invariably, so I've taught at the university. I have been fortunate to have taught about 7 different quantitative subjects, right? Mainly in economics, but in management and so on. In fact, the last semester just ended here. I taught a graduate course in quantitative methods and statistical techniques. And at that level, it's really about teaching people how to use mathematical tools with a view of making business and economic decisions. So it's not so much about you get the answer of
the
10,000,
correct answer.
but what are the implications in the context of whatever the scenario is, right? But as I say, we go back. You can't have the perspective that Louis and I are bringing to the table unless you understand what should be taking place at ground zero. And you have situations, you probably encounter students that can't solve a linear equation. And they're doing undergrad work, or they can't solve a simple quadratic equation like q squared equals
Which is
64.
third form, fourth form,
Right.
kind of work.
And that's not anecdotal only, it's factual.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what you encounter. So, I've been talking to Louis all the time, and I have some colleagues at the university. We have to be careful, because when the late Henry Simon was around, he used to go to Barbados. He's an engineer by training. So he was a civil engineer, and he was also a water engineer, and so on. But mathematics is at the core of those things. And he used to go to Barbados to try to help the students over there. But I think we're really at a stage now where we need to really get a think and of like-minded, competent mathematical people, including all engineers. Because engineering arguably is one of the greatest applications of mathematics. So it's a multi-pronged approach, but then you will have some incremental differences.
How much do you encounter? Well, let me phrase it this way. It appears to me that students, all of us, have a fear of maths. There's a physical fear. Mathematics, when they hear the word maths and mathematics, it's a kind of fear. How much do you encounter that?
Believe you must get answer. You must get, if you don't get the answers, you know what I mean? If you don't get the answer, then you're wrong. I mean, you could have a question that's worth 10 marks and you get the wrong answer is only worth 1 mark. You could get the wrong answer because maybe up in the question you said 2 plus 3 equals 6. Right? There's error there.
It's carried
You
right
lose
through.
the mark for that error. But we still have to follow through with that 6 that you had. We call it error carried forward. And see if you know the method. As long as you know the method, you end up with 9 out of 10.
Yes.
But a lot of people believe, I must get this answer. You know what I mean? And I must do this thing one way. And that kind of stuff.
I remember
so
doing
this kind of fear.
I remember
may have that fear and transmit it
to the students.
But the fear is a little deeper in that I think students tend to be lazy. I mean, Louis and I have been together. I mean, he's 6 months old. The late Ivan Michael, Charlie Brown, the lawyer, Albert Chen Allen, Diane Carrot, and I think there was Jennifer Maynard. So we had a very small, so we would just be working on the board. And therein lies the success. Because I have often told my students that, listen, there's only one way that I know to master mathematics or indeed anything that's of a quantitative nature, and it is to practice. Repetition over and over again, following that theme that I espoused earlier. Principle don't make no arithmetic mistakes, don't make no algebraic mistakes, and the by the way result comes about. Louis mentioned something earlier too about teachers, and again it boils down to competence, where teachers try to instill one method to do something. So I remember some years ago, I think it was about 2016, because my son was in high school then, and I wanted him to do additional maths, and he was pretty sharp mathematically, you know. So I told him, and he was going to the St. Joseph's Academy, I told him at the time, if you have any mates, get them, and I'm going to give you all 3 hours on a Saturday. Today's Saturday, so you're not on a line. And I started out with 6 students.
We're going to have to cut here and say, at the introduction, and Taddy was big enough Semper events.
Right, yes.
Or your son end up at SJ, you know?
Yeah. well, that is another story, right? That's another story. But anyway, I mean, wherever we find talent, we have to find it.
Yes.
So at the time, there was a youngster in the class, a guy by the name of Judna Ryan. He was the top CXC student, 22 subjects, and he did additional maths. So one Saturday, he said to me, he said, Mr. Ford, is there only one way to solve a set of simultaneous equations? And I say, no. I mean, the whole idea about if it's a simultaneous, it probably has maybe at least 2 variables. So once you can express one in terms of the other one, substitute, define it. And you need 2 equations if you have 2 variables. Because he's telling me, his teacher is telling me there's only one way. Right? where if you want to eliminate one variable, you must always make one negative.
You can think of at
So
least 5 ways
and then
right
he
now.
came to me to show his superior understanding. He said, so if I have x plus y equals 5, right, and then I have another equation, he said, can't I write x in terms of y, and then substitute it in the
Yes, you
equation, solve for that variable? So I said, certainly. Right. So those are the kind of potential conflicts you have. When you have a bright student that really
You have some bright
understands
ones
the
out
plot, right? I mean, I enjoy teaching that guy. You teach that guy something once, and bam, 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 you know. And as the truth video, he left straight from St. Joseph's Academy, went to AUA, and he's now a doctor. Right?
You know, sometimes the confusion that can cause, Daddy, when your child comes, you're trying to explain something mathematical to your son,
Well,
and they come back, that's not how teacher said to do it.
right.
And
Yeah, there's several ways to do it.
I mean, I learned this at university, right? That I remember a board of examiners meeting. They had a lecture. You could just find, I don't know if you encountered him at Mona, and he used to find the most difficult way to express
Yes,
everything.
yes.
Things that simple, he will just try the
I
most,
remember all.
you know, and I remember the comment at the meeting was that, you know, so some students fail, but some lecturers fail students in the sense of, you know, not going about things right. But listen, I firmly believe that a lot of things that we experience in mathematics this year, the percentages went up about 3 percentage points.
Okay.
Still not good enough. It's about 31%. Last year it was 28. We were only above Guyana, right? Slightly. And I firmly believe, and we can chime in on that, I firmly believe that the way we approach it is that we have to get some kind of, let me say, like-minded reservoir where we go into situations where we have to have some uncomfortable discussions.
We have to have workshops.
Uncomfortable discussions that may happen is that, and it has to be in collaboration with the ministry, because I don't really want to try to usurp nobody's authority. Right? They have to be, so you need to get them on board. The truth is, you have to, and we talked about workshops, and that's a start, but to begin with, have to dare people in the system who teach it right. It can't be all the students are bad. There is some bad teaching taking place because of incompetence. And so you have to force people going into the schools and say to people who teach in math, what do you find difficult? What topics are you finding difficult? And that is where the uncomfortable discussion that I'm alluding to will take place. That people need to determine what deficiencies they have so it can be sorted out. And in 5 years' time, incrementally,
Yeah, it's not
we
gonna
can
be,
make a difference.
Not going to be next year or the year after.
I know for a fact, let me just finish this thing. I know for a fact that algebra is a serious problem. People don't understand algebra or they make algebra difficult. And so being able to manipulate.
I put it to you, that is because they can't see the relevance
Right,
of
the
algebra.
application, because you see X and Y. But when you go to teach algebra first, you have to actually show an application first.
Right, yes.
Don't just go teach X and Y, because people say, oh, you're just teaching the alphabet.
Right.
You have to let them know that X is in the place of a number that you're going to find soon. You know, but you just let's call it X for now.
Right.
And then do the maths, and then we find out its value. So when you're going to teach algebra, and so you have to, I think you have to teach an application first, you know. But if you just start to teach X, Y, Z, and so forth, people don't see, the students don't see the connection.
Which is why, let me draw a reference to you, and it may seem odd. On Facebook or on this, you see somebody put up a problem, X plus Y and a bracket, what's the result?
Yes.
Half of them never tell you what the answer is, they just find a lot of comments they give. Oh, the answer is 5, the answer is 20.
Yes, yes. We look for answers a lot.
And I think that rather than trying to just present a problem like that, teach them to apply a principle. Suppose I go down to the market and I have to buy
Application is so important.
20
Because
pounds of this
students
and this,
want to
and
know
what then?
how
And
we
then I have
use
to
this
share it
thing,
up.
yeah.
Put a concept and a relevant life situation
Yeah.
to that you then have to apply a mathematical principle to.
Important, yeah.
You see, and you're dead right with that. So I taught a course this semester called Mathematics for Social Sciences. Pretty much, it's a course where people who are majoring in economics must do. So my course is a tools course. I am teaching you some mathematical tools, but
Methods.
importantly, these are methods to be employed in an economics discourse that allow you to be able to make economic analyses.
Okay.
That's where application
Applications.
comes from. So sometimes students get bogged down with the tools, wanting to know, well, why this is so, right? When really the connection is, how do you apply it in a real world
life.
situation, a scenario, and invariably it's an economic scenario that allows you to make some kind of decision. I suppose it's the stress that more. And so whoever is the facilitator needs to understand these things. And very often if they don't, then the confusion comes about. You know, and that whole idea of mastery. Mastery can only be accomplished in one way, doing.
Repetition.
I can show you everything in a logical way. I mean, I joke with my students all the time. So if I give a quiz, I will come and I will put the solutions up in Moodle. And Moodle is a platform. Moodle is a platform because and within the university now, the university is very conscious about support for students. And in the Moodle space, it's a platform where you can put a ton of resources. And students can go and
Yes,
interrogate and so on.
So many resources out there now. But I think we have to teach students how to study too. You know, because you're going to a class and by tomorrow you only remember about 10%, you know, of what they taught you. So what I'm saying is that you have to tell students to study frequently. Yes, the more frequent you study, the less you have to study when you go to study there, and you're going to study. So, but if you do the work today and come back at it next week, you know, it's going to be kind of rough. So if every day you even put in a 10 minutes, the next day put in a 10 minutes on this, you're going to find maybe next time you only have to put in a 5 minutes. So I said the more frequently you study, the less you have to study.
Okay, you want to...
That exemplifies the importance of prerequisite knowledge. In that you have a full spectrum and you do certain things from here to here now. So there's a prerequisite for my course. There's a ladder system where this is a prerequisite for that. So it's assumed you have the body of knowledge related to the lower level course. And if you build on that concept, and you know, there's a point. Some students think I do a course at level 1.
Yes, they don't look back
Semester
at
1,
it. They don't-
that's it, that's done. They don't put the knowledge in their pocket.
the foundation for
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
Well, they must jump in a little bit, you know, because Keith High was saying, Louis, he's saying that in order to improve, you have to do a lot of practice.
yes, you have to
But
practice.
my question is, simplifying my question is, are the teachers giving the students enough homework? The homework where you get the practice, you know.
Well, that's true, you know, because I mean, for the last, since 1988, I have been teaching courses at the university level, undergraduate level. And there's always been platforms, and now, with the advent of AI and all these
YouTube
resources and
and-
YouTube and everything, but in terms of my delivering a course, I have a platform dedicated to me on a week-by-week basis. I map out from week 1 to week 13, which essentially is going to cover the full course.
And you do that even
And-
before you start the
and on
course.
a week-by-week basis, you are putting on resources. The whole idea is for a student to say, right, this is what occurred in week 1. I need to develop a full mastery of this. And I go on to week 2 and week 3 and so on.
And you
that-
keep revising all the
right,
time. Revision is important.
Right, yeah.
And I was telling something to Frank, Hiram said so earlier now. You do a course this term and next term. When you're school, first farm, we second farm, we see some of the first class work, you know. When you go third farm, we see second farm, first farm still there, you know. So you still have to remember them.
Everything must be building up. all the
Yeah,
time.
you know what I mean? So,
But students have to put out themselves to put in their extra work, you know.
The other thing I've found with students too has to do with they somehow think you come into a classroom and you're being taught and you're going to understand everything immediately.
Right, yeah.
Right? So it's now for now, and you get frustrated.
And if you
so
don't understand,
you label the lecture,
frustrated.
and letting you understand now.
Yeah.
And not understand, as I like to tell them, to go home
You
and
need
play
to
with
go
it.
home and
Play with
yeah.
it, go through it again. If I give you 5 examples, then you do 10, you do 100. You know, and I always tell them, you know, you have to do the work. I just started a graduate course and I told the students, which are adults, and it's a big class, 23 people, and I told them, yeah, you need to be spending at least 8 hours a week on this course, and you laugh, right? Because you really have to
Personally
do it.
have
And
to
online
put
study,
in the
working
work.
and studying is difficult if you're not very
It's not
disciplined.
easy.
It's not easy at all, right? And literally that 8 hours a week is what's really required if you're doing postgraduate studies.
You have to
You
put
know.
in the time.
So imagine you're going to school on a daily basis. You pretty much have to, put in the time. You have to put in the time. If you don't put in the time, and for a subject like mathematics, as I said, and I think we all agree, mastery is the key. That's how you become competent and efficient. That's how you develop mastery.
And a lot of the maths that we teach is all about methods, a lot of it is not such deep analysis and so forth. So if you just learn to do something, you know what I mean, and you know the why behind, what you're doing and so forth, you will succeed.
That I think is the important thing.
Level, and so it's just be doing things over, solving a quadratic, learn how to use a quadratic equation. your factorizations and so forth. And you just keep practicing it over and over till it goes into your long-term
But
memory.
it starts with making sure you have the competent bodies at the lowest level.
Right, right.
What the Griot does say when I ask him if he remember something, he said, "No, I don't remember. I understand.
Yes,
Understand
yes,
it." Yeah, we have Paddy the Griot said that.
Understanding is important.
But tell me something.
But you see, but you know, for Paddy and I can identify is the lived experience.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
Paddy has had a lived experience. So in academia, perhaps the first order of a reference is a published source, right? And now that we have AI, and you have to be very careful with AI. We don't have enough time to talk about that, right? The link of AI and so on, and this. I tell people. One of my friends is she's got more about everything about AI. I say I've never gone into AI because I resort in the first instance to exploring my intellectual capacity or reading a published source.
Yes, you have to
That's
careful
where I
you
go.
You don't get
And
lazy.
where you can do, where AI then becomes important is after you have exhausted your own intellect and the use of the published sources, is to do a comparison and see where the common strands are and where, for example, there's an issue you haven't considered that AI addresses and addresses in an accurate way. Because I have seen situations, you know, because even, who is AI? AI is really an amalgam of all of the thoughts, the ideas on a particular issue. That's what it is. So, you know, sometimes you may be doing some research and you go through normal channels of research and your own ideas. And if you do a cross-reference, AI may say there are similarities. Yes, there are similarities. And the big thing about it is to give credit to the authors of the thing. Not they can't use it, but give credit to it. You know, and sometimes students get lazy. I mean, our colleague
I've seen
of mine was
students who,
telling me the other day, he teach a course in research methods related to economics. And he gave his class an assignment. And this student, not wanting to go and do the deep dive, just going to AI. But what she forgot is that she brought some references at some very, very high levels that he never explained
Play
at
to
all.
them.
And he said, well, in all of the years, and he has worked in some top organizations, IMF, World Bank, the Caribbean Central Bank, plus he's an academic and a scholar, really. I never encountered this. I never encountered this. You know. So we have to be careful and we have to teach our students, save them from themselves literally, because right now as a lecturer, you have to be careful in terms of the kind of instructions that you give to students, because you now have some what they call AI, that they can get very lazy, go and embrace
and just
fully,
pull out everything.
and then pull things that are wrong and don't make sense.
Yeah, AI will hallucinate.
I'd like to go back to a bit. It horrified me to hear that students are appearing in fourth and fifth form and cannot read properly. Their English knowledge of the English language is seriously lacking, and that is affecting
And that will affect your
the
mathematics.
maths.
And we
For
thought
sure.
that,
because,
and I alluded to that at the start of our
Yeah.
program, that there's a strong nexus between language and mathematics. From the simple standpoint that the way you're going to interpret the problem has to do with language in the first instance.
Is that really a serious problem? You know,
Oh, it is.
secondary
Yes, it
school.
is.
when
It
you
is.
see when you get worded problems and so forth, yeah, they give students a lot of problems.
Actually
okay.
understanding what is being asked of them.
Yeah, the students
Okay.
don't love the worded
Sorry,
problems.
I'm still interrupting you, Louis. I say, it's just an exam, so it's partially cricket and all that. And you try to word it in a certain way to see if they understand. And they say that the mathematics, like those guys are saying, if you don't understand what they're trying to 'Cause they try to trick you, know.
Yeah, but maths is a language.
It's a language.
Maths is a
Yeah.
language. It's a symbolic language.
And
You know.
to transfer it translate it from the language, English language to the mathematical language.
So you have to understand English.
You have to
What
understand
what
English
is
first.
yeah.
to do the
And
translation.
Mathematics is based
the
on the language, English.
I mean, I am not a very good typist, but recently I type all of my exams that sometimes have some symbolic representations that you're not going to encounter normally. But because of my understanding of the symbolic language, and my English is pretty good, I think, I am able to find the symbolic representations because I am forced to interpret when I write this symbol, what does it really mean from a mathematical standpoint, but I grapple with the English first, and then I deal with the symbolic language.
I'm hearing something in front guy. Guy say bring my buddies in it, deal with the maths. But so I'll bring English people too.
No, but no,
Yeah, well,
and I hope the English people understand that it serves mathematics.
Yeah.
You know, I always make that connection that understanding mathematics, a large part is understanding language, right? Both English language and to bring the English language so it brings out or teases out the symbolic mathematical
Even
language.
moving from the mathematical language back to the English language, sometimes you have to draw a conclusion, right? Like quantitative methods that I'm teaching. But sometimes when it comes to the conclusion part, now we have to state it back in the language.
In the language
to
of
translate
English.
it back from the maths to the answers that you have to get it back into the English language. I find it can be a problem.
Yeah.
So it's a movement back and forth.
So the two of them go together.
They go together.
You can't separate them.
In,
No, there's no separation.
Indeed, when I started to learn Spanish, Mr. Osborne used to complain about, the class, how English is so bad.
Yeah.
It's difficult to learn another language.
When we started grammar school in the 60s, 68,
Yeah.
I mean, that's when we used to do Latin and so. And it's after I've been studying Latin that I really started to understand English.
Of course. Yeah.
True.
Connection.
After I started Latin, then I started to understand tenses and so more and that kind of stuff.
When I was at State College, you know, the motto at the State College was empowerment through education, which is, you know, a very nice motto. But being old school and schooled in Latin, I wanted to bring a Latin translation to it. So I went to a grammarian, as you might expect, a very distinguished grammarian, Gregson Davis, who was schooled in the classics at Duke University. So I asked, I tell him I want thing. And obviously one of the things when you're doing mottos, they're very succinct, right? It's not no long thing. So he came up with the translation per doctrinam potens fieri. And the literal translation of that is to become educated through education. Right? but so then you drop the fieri part, right, which means to become. And so it's just a succinct thing, per doctrinam potens, empowerment through education. Right? So it's you know, fascinating. And the other thing too, right? And I'm sure Louis will support me in this. I've always been a perennial student. I am interested in everything. I read widely in all kind of different areas that are not within my expertise.
Because, I mean, even after
Right.
school, we learn so much mathematics just by reading, and you know,
Of course.
a lot of my mathematics, I mean, I learned it still after school. You could say formal school.
And he
Because
has a
you take
center,
up
he has an educational
And he has
center,
a
a learning center, so you know.
learn a lot
Yeah,
of
that
different
whole idea about
maths. So in the end,
the quest for
it will be
knowledge.
independent learning. In the end, you have to teach students to be able to learn
but you want them to master the core first,
Yeah, the foundation.
right? And if you adopt this kind of thirst for knowledge and learning, then what you have to do in school becomes basic, and the other things are add-ons. The outside. What the education people talk about as the unofficial schooling, if you will, that helps to really shape your perspectives in the right way. But we got to do something about it, and given where our expertise lies. I talk to Patrick all the time, and I have a colleague at the university. He's the head of the School of Humanities and Education, and a mathematics person, Dr. Andrew Hunt. And so sometime in the new year for sure, I think we want to get a cadre of like-minded persons with a view of tackling this problem. As I said, we've outlined some strategies that we need to embark upon, one of which has to be competence. You no longer can just have someone who's going in a primary school class to teach all the subjects, especially mathematics and English language, and they have no competence or real expertise.
Persons.
And if we think about it in a broader way, our numeracy skills in all areas of life are founded on mathematics, and our literacy skills are founded on the language, and it is how we go about bringing those two strands of knowledge and discourse to the fore,
But
to create a better mathematics.
let me ask a question, and I may be asking the wrong persons here. We've been complaining about our results in CXC maths for how long? Has any program been initiated or put in, or any new method being tried in one school maybe 10 years ago, and we can now look back and say, and now they're tracking the results from that school? I'm just trying a scenario there. Has anything been put in place that we can measure, that has been measured over the years? Because we're not, well, you say we had an improvement this year, but has anything been put in place that we can look back? And in other words, I want to find out if there is any real serious effort and plan put into this whole math scenario.
Remember, but way back in 2011, Karen Weston was the mathematics coordinator.
Yes.
And I spoke to her a couple of times, and I told her, listen, we need to be engaging in a two-pronged approach. So, on the one hand, we want to get competent bodies in the classroom at the lowest level. We then want to identify what are the kind of core areas in the school system that present problems. And that speaks to the uncomfortable conversation we're talking about. We have to go and bring all the mathematics people in a forum, and you're going to ask the honest question. You tell me what your problem. You tell me what your problem. You get a shopping list, and you start to tackle those things incrementally. Since 2011, I am not aware, and I could be wrong because, my focus has been on higher education, really, right? I am not aware that there has been any focus group that would have carried on what I call that initiative. Remember, at Northbrook?
Right. Remember we did that. That was in 2011.
Yes, 2011, as far back as that. And we were focusing on algebra.
But we did that just for 1 year.
Just that.
Yeah,
That one time.
Never
Now, my strategy, what I have thought about, that within the ministry's work program, they must have a work program in maths that says, from whenever the academic year begins to when it ends, we aim to do a number of workshops, 4, 5, 6 workshops, call it what you will, and you map it out, and you map out the focus, what you're going to be objectives, where you're hoping to achieve. And that can be an annual thing. So that 5 years when we come back and having this conversation, right? Because, you know, sadly, and the other big thing, and maybe that's the way we have the complacency, this is a global problem. And I alluded to the 2016 conference.
The Western world.
In the Caribbean, across the CARICOM region, the pass rate is not up to 50%. Right? On average, it's not up to 50%. And so it's a global problem, but we're a small country. And if we have a focused, deliberate approach, right, identifying what really are the deficiencies, and we know some deficiencies with the competence of our mathematics teachers, right? People don't understand fractions. So people tell you, if you want to add two fractions, half plus a third, add the numerators, add the denominators. And those are the kind of misconceptions that exist, right, without doubt. It's not just anecdote, it exists, right? So we have a lot of work.
Wait, you're telling me you have teachers in school who would say what you just said?
Yeah.
That's the way to add fractions.
And I think what we need to do too is to monitor the students. Maybe for maths now, not saying for every subject, maybe we should have standardized tests going through. And it's easy to do that now because they have all these examination softwares and so forth, even if it's multiple choice. Because in that way you can get the statistics one time and see what's happening in each school, and you can pick up the weaknesses and so forth. And then you can be scientific with it. Because you don't really have to mark it if you're doing it multiple choice, you know.
You're not guessing.
And you can monitor the students throughout the schools all the time and see what's happening, you know, in each school. And
well, we touch on some thorny issues, right? Because it's not easy for people. And self-reflection. There are times I am doing maybe an advanced problem, and I don't immediately see what my approach has to be.
Yeah.
But then I love books. And happily I've always been a
research
scholarships, so we have my own books. I'm gone in a book, right, to check. Those are always, I don't normally go online for things first. I normally will have some kind of book that can give me an insight.
So you have to teach students things like perseverance and determination and so forth.
Being the perennial student.
Yes, you have to you have to persevere, and it's not all the time you're gonna get something. Don't believe you're gonna just go attack it and understand it and get it right. You have to persevere, and you have to, not this quick fix all the time.
While you're sleeping,
All the time. That you're going to get this as soon as you take this problem. You must get it out, you know what I mean? You must learn to leave it alone and come back at it.
I was reading a narrative from Oprah Winfrey the other day, and she says that failure is just a scenario where your GPS trying to move you in the wrong direction, and with some slight adjustment, you get back on track and start to reap the benefits of her billions.
Yeah, because people must learn to feel and then bounce back. You must get it right. If I don't get it right,
I tell students sometimes getting it wrong is far more insightful sometimes than if you just get it right.
If I call a student to the board, I say, don't be afraid, get it wrong, do it wrong for once. So, you know what I mean? Because it's a lot of times from doing things the wrong way that you learn. You actually say, oh, I feel like this, and then I realize why you were wrong.
And that with mathematics, right? The benefit is really doing. You have to do it. You can understand how I do it, right? But the benefit is you're doing it.
Yeah, it's not just spectator.
Making the mistake. No. One student said to me, I said, listen, our tutorials are about the class. You run the tutorials. I am just a fly on the wall, watching what you do, and willing to help you when you're. I'm not going to the board because you're going to embarrass me.
Don't be afraid to be wrong. Some students don't be afraid to be wrong. Mistakes is the greatest teacher.
You get it wrong, you come back, you get it right. It's like fixing something. You may take dismantling this key, right? and you're not paying close attention, you do the wrong thing first. And then you suddenly realize you can't get it done because something a step before should have been done more accurately.
When on the board, I like to see when they do things wrong.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So,
Sure,
yeah,
sure.
like to see when
Especially with brackets,
Yeah,
the use of
wrong.
brackets, and
want
I
to see
kind
what
of
they
stress
do.
a lot of that in my teaching, the use of brackets, especially when a minus sign is before some term, right? Because invariably they're going to make a mistake with not multiplying the minus by another minus to get a plus, or vice versa, right? They will keep the plus sign and so on. So I stress the use of brackets. You know? If you're writing down a term x minus y, and you have it in brackets minus x plus y, put it in brackets. First start, you're very unlikely to make a
When they're
mistake.
doing numerical problems and the function in the calculator, I often encourage them to use brackets to keep things together.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
sometimes they
The
just
hierarchy-
punch
the
straight,
hierarchy
they
of-
just punch it straight.
Right, yeah,
and
yeah.
punch it
And
and mix
produce
up.
errors.
Yeah.
You know, and that has to do with not wanting to read. So you buy a new calculator and you just automatically assume that the operations are like the one you had before. And it even happened, and from a practical standpoint, suppose that lock on that door was bad. A carpenter come in and he burst the lock, the lock, and he just start to set it up. And then he realized that the setup for that lock different from this one. And he would have discerned that if he read the instruction. But it's a lock.
The
So he
manual.
figures just order to just
Straightforward-
go into a lock.
straightforward.
Yeah, straightforward.
Straightforward.
It's a reading culture. People don't like to read instructions before.
But it was something that, picking up something that Louis said, you learn more from failing. When you make a mistake, you correct that, and you get it right. I'm going to tell you something about that
You
now.
want me to just tell you about the failing part?
I'm going to tell you something first, you know. When my guys and the coach going to play cricket, especially batsmen, and they fail, boy, be happy. Because I tell
So
you,
you can diagnose why they're failing.
not only
and
that,
espouse some
not only
remedy.
that, they say, see, that's what you need to practice more.
No,
But
the
when,
thing-
when they make ones, they feel they're right, you know.
I was just going to
I didn't
use
feel
a
it was a big
cricket
deal, right?
analogy,
Yeah.
right? Because, and that's what I have about coaching. I see a lot of people around the place say them are good coaches. And I feel, from my definition as a layman of a good coach, is somebody, you see a batsman batting, and every time one off spinner come on, and bowling, you hit the ball from between cover and extra cover. You know, I get to the pitch of the ball. And a coach that can diagnose what you're doing wrong, and when he implements what the coach tell him he's doing wrong, he see incremental improvement. That to me a good coach. Or for a fast bowling,
That would build his confidence.
fast bowling, he knee buckling, he not bracing his knee, and he could be much faster.
Tell us where we are and something.
I'm telling you, man,
Perennial student.
and everything. Up to this morning, me talk to one of the best coaches around, Guy Haywood. Right? Up to this every day me and Guy talk about them kind of things.
How is Guy, man?
Guy, he not too, he all right.
Okay,
He all right, he
okay.
recovering.
Good.
You know, but me and Guy converse every day.
So how come our West Indies batsmen getting out the same way?
I don't know.
Can't play
The
short
coach-
pitch
The
bowling.
coaches no know.
The coaches no
The
know.
coaches then got no know. You need Taddy or Guy in combination.
I always say, Frank, I'm so pleased
But
to
they
have
never
them.
play test cricket,
I'm
so
so pleased
they're
to
not
have
gonna get on.
Frank,
or
I
you
don't
go.
have
Yes.
to interrupt us
You
anymore.
go Taddy and
Hey, look.
Guy. They never play
I
test
want
cricket,
to
so
say,
they're not gonna get
Frank,
noticed.
I'm so happy to have them today. I try to get them us over here, you know. But I want to put a show in the program here, but we have to sort it out with them. Can we have get somebody to sponsor this thing? Because
Yeah, man.
I want to
Them
come with
banks
that.
and insurance companies that use numbers, man, they will happily
We're
support
ready as
this,
soon
I'm
as
sure.
you're ready.
Yeah. This a part of our national service. You're stationed right in the middle of ovals. Yeah, and you know, a no-brainer squad. You know that.
Where's the station in the middle of us?
Ovals run from
This
Drake
is
Street
ovals,
all
right?
to Newgate Street. That's the way ovals run.
So Frank, we
Mur-
put it
Murphy
together.
said so time in here, you know,
Oh, yeah.
and over stretch. So
We're
I'm
not
on,
going to play our local derby. What
That
would
is,
it
that
be?
is true.
Yeah, local garbage.
North and south.
No, look, our squad, I say this all the time, right? I am fiercely nationalistic. Me love this little 2x3 country very much. And anything I can do to make Antigua and Barbuda look good, and my expertise over a 4-decade period has been in education, and in particular, higher education. And Louis too, right? I mean, me and Louis the same age, you know, and we have been involved in this process for a long, long, long time, you know. And anything I can do to create a public awareness and so on. And I'm very passionate about mathematics.
Oh, yeah, we have to
Because
bring the
and
public-
quantitative
the
disciplines,
public
because
into thing. Maybe we
that's
need
where my
something like-
expertise
like
is.
top of the form in maths, something like that in maths.
We need to do that.
The public.
That's a great,
also.
yeah.
No. I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking about just having this. They have it in Trinidad. They have it in Jamaica, right? You know, we can pick an appropriate name. Mathematics counts.
Yes.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
True.
And then I think we can mount a nice, I'm sure a bank or an insurance company would gladly, and
Sponsor.
we start at the, ideally, I would like to have it at 2 levels. Think about it at 2 levels. Primary school level, because you want faster.
Yep.
Those
Yeah.
kind of skills
In-
early,
that
and
in-
so they
so
go
that
through.
love
And then
for it.
you do the secondary school bit, you know. Much like Spellbound. I mean, that program has been around for a long time.
We want to do
And-
one
and-
where just don't have answers alone, where you could
Right.
see somebody doing something. You know,
Right.
in
Yeah.
a
Maybe we do that.
method,
Maybe we do it in such a way that we actually have a visual where you can go in a board and you have a certain
We can
amount
we
of
can see it
time.
right here though.
Or
Wait.
tablets.
Oh, yeah.
Or you have to use a
Yeah.
tablet.
Yeah, use a tablet.
Show a
And
calculation.
But you see, again,
Sure.
like-minded people come up with these ideas. You don't want to offend, so you really would want the ministry on board with this in a full way.
We don't have a problem in the ministry of board.
Engage them, you know.
We engage them well.
You know, sometimes people get very touchy and think you're encroaching on the territory, right? And sometimes it's insecure people that would
That's it.
foster those kind of ideas. I mean, we born in over, so you know,
And
we're
Robert said it.
comfortable in our skin.
Well,
We can't
well.
stop saying that.
Well,
We're comfortable in our skin.
well.
You know what I mean?
let me ask you guys a question though. I know that the private schools, well, it's alleged that they don't send in people to these CXC unless they know
They're going to
they're going to
succeed.
succeed. But why is it
Because they
then?
have smaller numbers, so they can do that.
Okay.
They have
But
smaller numbers.
But they seem to be getting
Well,
getting
yeah.
better results. What I just said might negate me now saying that they get better results than they.
No, because if you're sending 13 students, if you're sending 13
So what-
students to do mathematics, right, then you're likely to you can drill those 13 students in a manner,
The best.
right, to guarantee
Yeah, have
the
some
success.
you have some good students in that team,
Right.
you know,
Yeah, you have some good students, you have some
top
good
ones
teachers.
are
There is
really good, eh?
So
there
it's,
is a lady.
so it's not a case then of they having a better method than of teaching.
But here, but we go
Which is-
back,
which is where
we
I'm
go
going
back,
to.
Frankai, where we're going back to is the competence. Where we find it. So, for example, I happen to know there's a lady at Baptist Academy that I taught, Miss James, and she's
Hey,
been there for a while.
she moved for James now.
Right, I think she
She didn't win it now.
when I taught her, she was James, and she's a very good teacher, right? And she teaches at a Baptist Academy. Baptist Academy has small numbers, and she is competent, so she's doing a fine job. In fact, over the last couple of years, they have been sending in a number of students to do additional maths, and they have done exceptionally well. So the constant theme we're talking about is the competence, wherever you find it. So I want to go back to 1979, right? And I came back from university around that time. There was this, what I call a misnomer about there was this idea of new maths versus
I
old
remember
maths.
that, and
Now,
I
all
tell
of
the
us,
people it's the same as me.
all of us came up in the Euclidean tradition. I came up in the algebra, arithmetic,
Oh,
geometry.
remember we used to do it as 3 different
Right,
subjects.
right.
Geometry
And-
and so
and let me tell you
A
something.
book for algebra.
I
you know,
used to-
a book
I-
for arithmetic.
I used to get
Yes.
100 for arithmetic, 98 for algebra, and 39 for geometry. Until one day, Pythagoras' theorem is what created the breakthrough. Because, you know, in geometry, right, you have mastering geometry is about understanding the theorems.
Those days we had to prove a theorem.
Yeah. And so I doing Pythagoras' theorem one day. The square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square on the other two sides. And you're literally seeing it now. They put a square on the hypotenuse, square on the other two sides, and the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square on the other two sides. And when I read that and see the proof, you start getting 100 for geometry, right? Because it's the reading, understanding the theorem, and applying it. So I want to use this thing. So in 1979, they had this new maths debate. It wasn't new maths, but it is that those topics that formed part of new maths were not being taught. So on the transformational geometry side, ideas like reflection. And the simplest form of reflection is when you wake up every morning, you go in your bathroom, you take up your toothbrush, you take up your toothpaste, and you start to brush your teeth. And if you are standing 3 feet in front of the mirror, there appears to be an image behind the mirror the same distance away. Moving it on a piece of graph paper, literally. The mirror line is the vertical axis.
In fact, when I'm teaching reflection, I talk about
You have to
the
do that.
actual mirror.
And things like an enlargement and so on. So what I did, Elizabeth Thompson, who was the maths teacher at high school at the time, and those days I was involved in CXC, and there was the chief examiner was a guy called Stephen Kwanzoo, and he's dead now, God rest his soul. But we were able to invite him to Antigua, and we were going to deal with transformation geometry, because that seemed to have presented some problems at the time. What we did, as you talked about private schools, we invite all of the secondary schools, government and private. We had a workshop with this guy up at the Tech Center, Tech Bank, just next to Yasco, right? 1979, almost 50 years ago. So the ideas we are espousing now are not novel, right? So if you think in 1979 we did that, what if you apply the same thing to a number of thorny areas within the mathematics syllabus? You can see the incremental improvement, and that's where we need to go. And better late than never, as they say, right? Because I'm hopeful that, you know, before I go to the great beyond, that, you know, the average mathematics is at least 50%, at least. And there's no reason why it can't, because the regional average right now is less than that. Wow. And you have big countries like Jamaica, Trinidad, not big so much Barbados, but big in terms of their ambitions. And I think as a small country, it's doable. And if we get together, as I say, get a collection, a cadre of competent, qualified persons, like-minded people that really understand the plot and understand that really we need to be making the inroads by having qualified people. And as you mentioned, it has to start from teacher education. You know, some people argue which is first, what comes first, whether it's pedagogy or content, concepts, content. I firmly believe the content has to come first, because if you understand the content, you can drill yourself into understanding the how and the why, which makes the puzzle complete. If you just understand pedagogy, I don't know if you don't understand content and concepts, and you're struggling in that direction, that you can really make the connection. So, you know, it's a debate, but I think we need to really start to implement some strategies, some definitive measures as to how we can arrest this.
Definitely.
Because you see, it has scope for, the thing about education, it impacts on all the other disciplines. You can come back in engineering. As an engineer, you have to understand the mathematics. You have to, the physics comes to the fore.
Mathematics is a tool for so many,
So many.
Universal,
areas, in business, economics,
I think
everything.
I think we have to overcome that fear, the fear, man, and get the relevance and practical application of maths and mathematical principles
I had a friend,
from the
right?
time in kindergarten.
I have a friend, he was, he's a HR specialist. And he said when he was doing his undergrad work, he just afraid maths. And he said he engaged a tutor, right? Because if only, no matter how bright you are in whatever the other disciplines, most universities have at least an introductory mathematics course that all of the students must be exposed to. And if you don't pass it, you can't get your degree, no matter how much A pluses you get. So he engaged a tutor, and he said after that engagement, he realized how structured, logical mathematics really is. And if you follow the script, I mean, I tell my students that you follow my script, follow the script, apply yourself, you're guaranteed success, you know. But it's a doing thing. You have to be able to do it.
Practice.
And if you don't do it, the mastery can't come about unless you practice.
Yeah, because sometimes in class you understand something, follow it, but because you're not practicing after that, it escapes you again, and you have to relearn.
You come back to it a week or 2 weeks later, and you
you
realize you've forgotten the
So
principles.
It's spaced revision. You have
And
to
in
know the
short
space out
periods,
here.
I mean, I know recently I gave a quiz to some of my students, and one student got 18 out of 20 for the quiz, and the exam followed 2 weeks after, and I can't believe it's the same student, because a lot of the ideas that on the face of it, she demonstrated some degree of mastery, right? And when testing the same things in the exam, it's as if she never did it before.
Wow, that's revision.
It's not just because she didn't
Build up
do
confidence.
the revision necessarily.
Yeah, because
Practice.
a lot of the maths, you can just flow. If you revise enough and so forth, it's like you're playing a game.
And
You can just
doubting
flow.
yourself, a lot of doubting of yourself takes
flow.
place, people lack the kind of confidence, so you may say, you ask a question, and they give the right answer, and you just have to say, you sure about that?
Yes, and they start
And they have a
Begin
trepidation.
to doubt themselves.
And they know that they thought about it, and they, but so it's a confidence thing, and I think the practice, and if we try to de-emphasize answers
yes.
as by the way
I
results,
see that
once
all the
you do
time.
the hard
Students
work,
say the answer right.
yeah, they want to know the
want
answer,
the
and
answer.
it's heartening for when you do a question, and you look in the back
You
of the
see
book
the
after
right
you've done it,
answer.
and you see the right answer. It gives confidence.
But tell me something, as you going back to that thing about getting the right answer, is there provisions, or are there provisions in an exam setting for, okay, you get the wrong answer, but you have shown the correct method,
Oh, yeah,
so you
that's
get
what-
you
That's
get
what
a
he was
mark.
telling. That's what Louis was saying. So you make a mistake. You mistake with a 3 when it should have been a 2, and it carries all the way through.
Right,
So,
so-
a couple of things happen. Right principle, tick.
Okay, so there's a rubric there
Right.
that you can follow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right principle. And we were trained on the CXC. CXC has a very good
Okay.
standardization process. So what they do in essence, we mark in the same question, all of us at the table, and we have a rubric, right? In theory, every question by a student must produce not only the same total score, but also the same distribution of marks.
Right.
Right? True. So if you end up with 15, the distribution of those 15 marks out of 20, when your script is marked by me, it's marked by Patrick, it's marked by Taddy, same.
Yeah.
That's how we achieve the standardization process. Right? So if you made a mistake, so you can lose some accuracy marks. But your concept marks, your method marks are going, so you conceivably may get 8 out of 10 or so, right? But you get the wrong answer. So where you have lost marks is accuracy marks. Because you understand the principle.
Yeah,
You didn't make no arithmetic mistakes. You didn't make no algebraic mistakes, right? Only because in essence, you would make arithmetic and algebraic mistakes, but those are up top.
Yeah.
And so you lose accuracy marks.
Because students often are supposed to get up here wrong, like get the whole thing wrong, so I have to tell them, no,
You don't have to laugh.
we can mark you down twice.
I did an exam at a college in England, and it was the whole thing was multiple choice.
Objective type testing.
But the whole paper was based on an electrical circuit.
Okay.
And calculations.
So you have to
So,
understand the circuitry.
the first successive questions, depending on the answer you get for the first.
God.
So the guys that make mistake at the top.
Yeah, they suffer.
They suffer right through and they were cussing more and more. I say, but
In some systems, right, for objective type testing, they don't encourage guessing. So the assumption is, if you get it wrong, you have guessed.
yes.
As opposed, so when you get it wrong, right, you're getting a minus
But you
mark.
lose some marks.
You're getting a minus mark if you get it wrong. Whereas if you don't touch it, you get 0. Right? And so,
But it's,
that's another thing I try to test with them. Don't guess. We don't guess here. We know how to do everything. I am going to equip you with the techniques where you know how to do everything. Starting from principle, avoid arithmetic mistakes, avoid algebraic mistakes. Right answer have to come through.
okay. Well, yes, this is a most interesting discussion.
Yeah, man, we need to have plenty of
And
these,
we
but we
need
need to be implementing it, man. And we really need to be making the inroads in schools where we get competent bodies standing in front of classrooms to teach mathematics. I'm not familiar with other subjects as to where the competence lies, but I know that if you're going to master mathematics, you have to demonstrate serious competence at the lowest levels.
Mathematics is applied to so many things. Because I teach physics also, and it's mathematics in there all the time.
Application, right? So it's one of them quantitative disciplines.
And we have to
Where the application is key.
We have to get them study to apply the mathematical principles of sports and cricket, which you love.
Right, even in pool and so
Playing
forth.
balls,
Pool
playing
is
balls
a lot
in
of geometry
angles.
and,
Geometry, angles.
and physics
Like,
too, because
yeah.
the spinning of the rotation of the cue
with
ball and
timing,
so
how,
forth.
all of that.
How much force to put in your stroke when you can just use timing and guide the
Well,
ball.
see,
Balls in
etc.
open spaces, that's what
Yes,
batsmanship is about.
The joke I get in the front, hey, you Louis time with pool, because his brother's expert
Daddy, yes, yes.
in Lawrence, you know what I mean? So that's why he,
Me and Biggs used to play pool before we go to school every morning. I'm playing game of
Left
pool.
English and right English.
but I heard Harry say something a while ago, before we finished, that he's a maths man, but you don't know what the other problem is. But the other problem is writing the English.
Well, that's true.
yes,
But
yeah,
that's,
right in English.
You see, let me tell you the other kind of funny, can I say, orientation about mathematics that students feel because it's numbers, you can just present it any old how. And I'm a stickler for that. Right? And so I try when I provide solutions.
Some notation, cost
Right,
of
so,
book
right,
equal the selling
right.
price
Or
equal, you know?
Louis, they're doing a statistics problem, say binomial theorem, and they don't state what the random variable is.
Yes.
You just see notation all
Random,
over.
yeah, that
No
extra
implication
random
sign.
variable.
This line doesn't imply this line. And those are things you need to cultivate.
Sometimes
as
when you
part-
mark in, you have to give people sometime a BOD mark, benefit of the doubt.
Right, or
and
something like
things
that.
like that, and also
You're learning something from
formula
Frank, yeah?
implied, because if you don't write the formula, if the go straight into
No, because
substitution.
I see it all the time. They just don't think you need to have order and structure because it's numbers. Whereas and then when you get an answer to conclude, well, if the probability is so, then it's a very unlikely event. That kind of inference and so on.
Yeah, so
they don't think they need to do that.
Moving back from the mathematical language back to the English language, to come up to conclusion.
Close nexus.
Because when you're doing applied subjects and so forth, you're using the maths as a tool to help you in a real life
to make
situation.
the decision.
So in the end, you have to write down your decision, in words.
So tell us something. How do you conclude and arrive at benefit of the doubt?
A benefit of the doubt might be sometimes
it's obvious what the student trying to do.
Tell me, man. Tell me.
What they're supposed to do. You're kind of trying to read their mind at the same time. Because what you're noticing, they've been doing things right all the way. So you're judging too from,
And they can't get to this stage if they didn't understand the stage before.
Yeah, and things like that.
I want a Louis explanation.
So it's we're careful with it.
You're careful with it.
Careful.
No, I mean, I just recently marked some scripts and it's up. So line 2 is this. And they jump to line 4, where there could have been an intermediary step, but it's important that you put it because it may have an algebraic manipulation.
Especially when you have to prove things.
Right, when you have to prove something.
Yeah.
So you say they couldn't have made those connections unless they really understood it.
When you have to
so
prove
you give them the benefit of the doubt.
When you have to prove something, you have the answer there, right? Sometimes people move too fast towards the answer. I see them
they
skip
don't even
out
move
steps.
too far. They leave out deliberately, leave out the steps,
because
but they have the answer.
Yes. So sometimes you have to, read their minds and say, okay.
So you may have a question about, say,
that mark there.
Generating revenue. Now, revenue is price times the quantity that you sell. So the simple maxim, you can't make revenue if you have something and you don't sell none. So you have something that costs 10 cents, but you don't sell none. If you sell 0, you can't get no profit. So your quantity have to increase, right? And so you tell them calculate profit, right? And they have an equation for price, but they make no connection with price times quantity for revenue. Quantity for revenue if it's 2 products. And they just write down the answer, because you may say, prove that the profit is so.
Yeah,
so it assumes, and they you give them the cost of the enterprise. So they have to work out the profit, work out the revenue, and they don't work out the revenue. And just give the answer because it's given to them.
It's given.
For a guy, I'm going to keep in touch with them because I have to do this show, something live. And what Louis said, then I always said, I think Louis the one who mentioned it, some like top of the farm.
In mathematics, mathematics counts.
I don't have no problem with that. We can do it in the studio because Hive doesn't know. We have, ABS can have most of my feed sometimes.
Because it will engage the community.
And we stream on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and Twitter. So young people go on different platforms. They don't watch ABS hardly ever. Except in news, whatever it is. But we want to set it up. You come in here. When Louis will come and talk to me so we can set it up. How they want it. How they want the studio set up. Because it could be like in a Saturday night with that man when people is home is Saturday, every fun guy. When the students are home.
In a lot of developed countries they have mathematical Olympiads and so on.
Yes.
And that is what spawned the
the
kind of scholarly approach to mathematics. Yes. Now there are lots of things we can do, man, and I think we just need to do a start.
We could bring
and
out
the
applications of the maths, so people it's not all about just X
numbers
and Y. Because a lot of people after they get into the algebra, that's where they depart from mathematics. Because they decide to say, hey, what are they teaching me all these letters for? But it's a way to teach it, you have to show an application first. And show that X is not just X here. X is standing for a number that I don't know what it is at the moment, but after I work out the problem, I'll find out the value of the X. It might be the width of this desk. I'm trying to.
And so, you know, and intuitive things, like for example, you have a context, a real life context. So you may have Q relates to quantity and amount, and it leads to a quadratic equation. And you know, the other thing too, I don't know if Louis noticed it, but how people teach solving a quadratic equation. So a quadratic, so you must have two possible solutions. So I often hear people saying it's equal to this and it's equal to that. When it's or, the language is or. So if you solve a quadratic, say you have a quadratic like say q squared equals 64. So you have q is equal to 8 or q is equal to negative 8. And if it's a context where q relates to a quantity, then it can't be negative. You know, intuitive things like that. Or, right? Yeah. But at the core, when you solve a quadratic equation, you must get two possible solutions. You know, them kind of things, you know, people don't really emphasize, and so students adopt a cavalier attitude when they're solving and say, it's equal to this, and it's equal to this, and it's not, and it's or. But just that a quadratic must have two possible solutions. You know, but again, you're not going to appreciate those kind of nuances unless you're an expert. And you really understand the thing.
Like, look, okay, everything good has to come to an end. Every good thing has to come to an end.
Time
You know?
is gone.
Because it's long overdue.
Yes.
We should be here out here by 11:30.
You know how to find me anytime you want to find me.
I know to find Louis too.
Right.
But
Good,
no,
right.
no, Louis. No, Louis is
And now
interested.
I gave to say no.
But we have to put a plan. I will get together so we can start or something.
Yeah.
Get some kind of good sponsor, something that, you know.
No. Yeah, it's
There is
that whole idea is an idea I've been thinking about for eons, right? Since the days of Top of the Farm.
Yeah.
Louis and I
Now we
served
meet
on
up
top.
for your
Up to
events,
now, right? Up to now, there's an old lady. Every time this old lady sees me, she comes to me, she say, "You are the boy Ford from grammar school, Top of the Farm." Boy, yeah, this boy.
That's about 50 years ago.
Oh, yeah, man,
Of
1974.
74.
Way back. 50 years plus, you know. Ivan, Michael, me, Louis, Dane Abbott, Biggs was in the engine room. He used to be the research man. Gone by ZDK every day, forget. Yeah, those were fun days, man. Fun days.
So Louis?
But the theme I want us to, if we take away nothing else, that students must develop an attitude of being a perennial student.
Well,
if
look,
only.
I was saying to you, we put it together, and the Frankie is interested too.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean? So
Kind of Scully in your own right.
I know that.
Calling
That's,
and Scully in your
And
own
we're
right.
not gonna say no. We say no. That's the double negative in
Right, yeah.
so we can put it together, Frankie. I said, come next year early. I have to work with the time with it. I think Saturday may be the time with students usually
Saturday
work.
is a better day for me.
And my students are home too, you know, with school.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And I want, when we get it started, I want to sell it to the schools too.
Yeah.
So the headmasters and missus must know something happening that can assist the students. And
Sell it to the administrators first.
Yeah, we have to sell it to them. And it'd be very hard for them to say no because this is going to enhance the overall process.
Of course.
You know, so I mean,
Motivate students.
Frankie, in closing, I want to say one thing, which you mentioned earlier. I kept away from it for a long time. But in Knock, I want to say son went to academy.
well, yeah, boy.
It happened nice. Frankie, my son went there too.
No, but here what?
Look, my
I
son
mean,
went
I
grammar
can
school to
put
fourth, and I went to
I can put it on the ear, right?
My son went
You know,
grammar school to fourth,
the
to
common
fourth.
entrance exam is in June, July. Academy have the exam in February. My son took the exam, came 7th overall, and his mother said he needed some discipline, so she sent him there.
Wait, Frankie.
Yeah, you have to pay up front.
Hey, look.
Okay, I'm going to say something quickly about that. That's the reason my son went to academy too.
Exactly.
He passed it to exam.
Well, look, my 3 boys, right? Well, I was
went grammar
determined,
school?
all of them.
Daddy was going to grammar school.
My old man went grammar school,
school.
all
Oh,
my
you
brothers.
My father went grammar school.
Well, my first 2 went grammar school, but the third, my son, the third one now, they said the third, the last child is the bad one.
So you said him academy?
No.
Oh, okay.
I toyed with it. We made him do the entrance examination, the academy thing and so, pass and so. I said, no.
Yeah, I
But
got that.
he and all, he didn't want to go academy. He want to go to school. That
That everybody.
I bowed to him, man. So he went grammar school too. Yeah, man. But I
No.
really, for the discipline reason, I wanted him to go to
Academy.
academy. But
Yeah.
But,
my
That's
wife.
the reason my son went to academy. Okay, Andrew was teaching in grammar school maths at the time, you know.
Right.
It's Palmer.
Right.
Yeah, so I said, boy, he never go academy.
No, my
I
wife
can't
went
speak, but
because academy demanded that you pay one time if you thing, and he came 7th in the whole exam. You know, so you actually got a prize for writing an essay or something like that.
okay.
So Frankie, man, Alex, all good things have come to an end.
Yes.
But we can have them back, you
It's
know what I
been
mean?
a pleasure
When we put
speaking
things
to
in
these
place,
guys, man.
No,
I'm
man.
in touch with them and get things sorted out, you know what I mean? So I'm happy to have them finally, you know? And like I say, it's
So
an
you're not
over
before
connection.
it's time, you know.
I said,
Perfect timing.
one guy, you're
were
saying
always
Mary
thinking
Street,
about
you're saying Mary Street, this man is Hood Street, the one is South Street, and Tanny Street and Hood Street.
Okay. Cornally,
I-
born right by Perry Shop.
I was so glad when
Rodney
Mervyn
Street.
said, "So Mary Street, that's a part of Ovals, man." All right.
Okay, they call it in the
And you know that man said, 2 people in this world, those who come from Ovals and those who want to come from
They were
Ovals.
born in Overs.
So man,
No, you know, just anecdotally while we part, you know, when I was in England, right, there was this Indian fellow, was my friend. So I tell him I knew Viv Richards, and not just a cursory exposure. You know, we grow up together. He said, "You lie." Because imagine India right now is a 1.4 billion population, most populous country in the world, cricket man. So when I tell them no thing, so Viv was in London, and me and him went down, and you know, Viv, you can see behind the head. So he see me in the pavilion, and he looks up. So he come over. When he come over, right, and the Indian fella realized that this is no casual something. So he yelled, because they can't touch their
believe.
citizens.
yeah.
They can't touch Tendulkar
yeah,
and
yeah,
Gavaskar and them.
yeah, for sure.
You know, that's the advantage about you know.
Come from a small country,
Yeah.
and
And
people know
listen,
you.
I tell people all the time that if Viv didn't grow up in Ovals, we have a man like Tuku and Monkey Lettuce a challenge you every day. And then even have 1/10 of his ability. Not even 1/10, but dare to challenge him.
And those guys are challenging when the better guys know.
No.
But it just one challenge.
Just
no,
one.
I'm-
That's what it is.
Listen, Monkey Lettuce was so competitive.
I tell you.
What a competitive man. You know?
Hey, look, one guy, you play war with Monkey Lettuce. You hide the war with his between the fingers or teeth, you know. Monkey Lettuce, boy, something else. You just want to lose. How far is it
You
with
know,
teeth?
you don't want to lose it.
Good stuff.
And that generally the spirit of them competitive people in Ovals, man. And that's
But
why
look,
Viv's so
the
competitive.
last thing about that, maybe it's solo is Big Brother.
Oh, big.
Took will come and spell Big Brother. And Big Brother, it competition every day. Some kind of competition, guys. So they want to be the best.
Yeah.
So the last thing Big Brother left with me, now arm wrestling. So before I took put the hand on the table good, it slammed me down. So I took again chance to set the hand and so. So that, you know, I haven't find took and tell him, but Big Brother beat the arm wrestling. I, oh man, not to go. Say the man beat you up. I didn't put them hand good. I said the man beat you.
He beat
You
you.
lose.
Then Big Brother will come up with, you one of the very few men represented in 3 different sports. Right. You say, domino,
Domino is one.
pool, bridge.
Okay.
He be a dominant partners in the same stuff, you know.
Tell me something about
Yeah.
how I win.
Against
Key card in Barbados.
Barbados.
Yeah. And the guy you take forever for play, he can't play, you know, you're locked down, you're a key card, so you can play both ends, the only card. And the guy now play, and then he say, I choke you. No, but it's a travesty that domino is being played with sign across the region.
There's
In
some
competitive competition.
We don't play with yeah, the blue side. Yeah.
People give sign.
We don't play with side.
What?
Me never play.
The first
I
head,
grew up playing domino
the
with
first
sign.
head about sided business. Big brother partner. They work as coach by the time. Glendon.
Okay.
Winter?
Yeah.
And he's playing guys who referee football and basketball and so. So big brother challenge them. So we have to go beat him up. But the man gets signed, can't done. We never know about side business.
Are you playing normally?
Yeah. Bar
Yeah, but that's no official.
It's official.
Yeah.
Domino,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, that's how the
Definitely
tournament
official.
in Antigua, there's a section.
It's official for a
Antigua
guy.
tie
Yeah.
and sign involved.
When we
But the
played it,
Windworks
yeah.
always used to play sign.
So I tell you, when they
Just
play,
like in Trinidad and so, them play softball and
They're shy.
Frank,
I see that in
when we
Jamaica
play the
too.
double competition, Team McNaughton was on our team. Team McNaughton played this.
So when it's a signing, what
I'm
exactly are you
saying,
allowed to do?
I
Yeah,
can
so-
suffer. Well, how can I say?
you're literally telling your partner what sign what cards
Cards
you
you
have.
have?
Yeah.
And normally we'd work it out. So if 6-4 the only card, you know, your partner was 6. You know, he had a 6-4.
Exactly. You know?
You know?
But, okay, but that's what you come
how
to
we're
know.
supposed to play.
You like,
So what do you like?
all fours.
Pull the A and say, this represent
Boy, you like all
Yes,
fours.
yes.
Well, I don't know the
you
song.
touch and nose, I mean too.
One guy, I don't play them, so I don't know. Right.
Now, the thing about bridge,
We have to bring it back to a bridge next
this is a
time,
game
man.
of convention.
Frank is better than you. Give me
So
damn
The
nice.
king there's always a convention.
So you have a convention system. So you have to let your opponents know what system you're playing.
Yeah.
And if a bid is made that the opponents don't understand, you have to
One
explain.
game I never played, but Big Brother
But-
always tell me.
Yeah, as invite me too.
That's another thing
Yeah,
we're
they
trying
invite
to
me to.
push the mind sport
Yeah, I was invited.
in
Boy,
the
invite me
school
for years.
system, because the truth about bridge is played among 220 million people globally, but the average age is 61. And you know, any sport, any game can only survive over the long term if young people are playing.
Yeah.
We have two people in the club that are under 30. And so next year our hope is to try to go in the schools and try and get people, you know, young people interested
What
in
could have
bridge.
caused that?
It's just a thing. I mean, when we look around Antigua, all the people dying, and it's probably the same thing globally. And people generally think that bridge is a old people,
yeah, yes,
old
yes,
man,
yes,
old
yes,
woman
yes,
game.
sport.
Now the French, they start playing when they're 9 and so on. So it becomes a culture. And in Scandinavia in particular, like in Denmark and Sweden and Finland and all them places, they have people playing when they're very, very young. In fact, a couple of years ago, the world champion was 25. He started playing when he was 9.
So those areas dominate
We need to
bridge
play
on
more
the
Yeah.
world
like,
scene.
like chess too. I find,
Well, like
students
for
that play
example,
chess
recently
normally do good
we
match.
participated in a small federation tournament among 34 countries, and happily Guadeloupe won that tournament among countries like Italy, Egypt, and so big countries. Because Guadeloupe is in our region, which is Caribbean and Central America, and Guadeloupe beat Italy, right? Because of the French influence, you know.
But Louis said something a while ago, which is we can close on chess.
Chess and
Chess
so
is
other
the-
fine
But we've been
students
playing
who play
chess.
chess.
But
normally
we
do
used to play
match.
chess in sixth form and so on, you know.
But you're not the popular sport around here.
We need to.
Yeah, well,
We should
I-
push,
I-
start
I-
pushing
No, but
worry
you see
too.
the
If
old
you want to
idea-
help the maths, that would help
but
the
you see,
maths.
that's why I say, that's why
need
I've
worry.
chosen the umbrella mind sports.
Mind games, yeah. We need
Because,
worry.
and you can use worry as something to incite people to play, because we're the world champions.
Sure,
Right.
sure.
And Trevor Simon, what Trevor Simon has shown
Yeah.
is that you don't have to be a big country to produce the best player. When you Trevor just tell me about all the things they try, right? All the things they try to break his concentration and so when he plays. And they play in countries like Afghanistan and Kazakhstan and so on.
Yeah, remember we had them.
And
Yeah.
try to suggest, impute that he cheating and so on. Because he say he can anticipate, right? They play long before them. That's the advantage he has on them. So they figure that he's so unusual. The only way they can beat him is to try to say he cheated.
He's
So
a
we have
right
to
leader.
close out now. Yeah, we gotta go. We gotta go.
Yeah.
It's good to have you and Louis.
Yeah, man. Always a pleasure, squad.
We can get in touch with you again.
Always a
And,
pleasure.
we-
Anytime.
Louis, I'll be in touch with you.
Anytime,
Louis,
because
hey,
this-
Louis,
We're not gonna say no.
Louis.
This has the potential
Louis,
to be
I'm-
productive.
They disturb me. Age got his advantage. No, look, Louis, I'm going to contact you because this man hours late.
Yeah,
And you early, man.
So we talked to Louis this morning. Remind him.
See, that's
Struggling to get
really-
parking.
You can't come late, you have to come early to get
Bicycle
parking.
pharmacy.
You have to come early to get parking.
Yeah.
Parking lot on the road.
All
I'm
days of the
style do
week.
like Mervin, go in
For your daughter.
early, park in front of Scotia Bank.
For your daughter to get parking.
So
I know
that she
about
can
it.
get parking.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Some of us.
Everybody, yeah.
I've seen it.
Every morning.
We have this
From
step.
the school, but
Okay, we have this step. We don't have until she comes.
Yeah.
Seriously. So, parking difficult around here.
All the time.
That's why you come in 9 o'clock, something 9, so we can find
Yeah, they say
parking.
they're going to have some parking meters, which may be a good thing, generate some revenue.
Hey, look, I heard that since you
And
give me time.
utilize spaces.
What about the hub up there?
And we're going to finish the hub.
Fixing it up.
Well, look, that's both finish a long time now. Hey, look,
Anyway,
guys,
guys, great having you all.
great to have you guys.
Yeah, man.
And I'm looking forward to next year. We're going to put something together. I want to have something happening productive in here.
Yeah,
Very
and
productive.
Squad, what we must do is maybe have a conversation about, some businesses that we can target
Okay.
that certainly would be interested in this
Okay, buddy.
initiative.
All right. Great, man.
Yeah.
One guy.
Okay.
Good to have you again. Frank
Great.
is just a substitute.
Thank you
now.
for asking me to
hey,
fill in for
hold on.
Earl.
Frank is a substitute.
Over
But-
man.
Hey, hey, Ram, Frank is a substitute. But when your program starts, Frank might be the mate man.
Well, yeah, just a cadre of people
I
that
would
you can
glad-
resource that you can count on.
Gladly.
All right? Okay, guys.
Okay, guys.
This is it.
All right.
Giovanni, I think we know we're running late. Go again.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean. Simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean. Simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit